Da, da.
Okay, we're live. Oh my God. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our 1,000 subscriber stream. I was saying, I don't know if it was during the show or not, but in my head, I was just like, you know what? Because we stagnated in the 700s for like 3 or 4 months. And I really thought that, it'll be like December and I'll just be like 9.99, 9.99, 9.99, 9.98. Oh, this is better. But who do we have? Actually, tell
Should I
everybody about
introduce
yourself.
myself?
Yeah.
Howdy, folks. I am Dr. Dino, or Doc for short, and yes, that will probably get confusing.
Yeah.
Sorry, it'll be all my fault.
Oh, probably. I do also go by Rex, if that helps at all.
Rex.
And you'll never guess how I got that nickname. I'm a paleontologist, not doing field work out in Wyoming, sadly, because winter has come. But I am doing research out here, and I've made some big discoveries that I unfortunately cannot talk about publicly. So,
Oh no!
Ooh.
Fabulous.
Get him to slip up.
but yeah, that's me.
Bree, looking lovely
Hi.
as ever. Tell everyone
Hi,
about yourself.
I'm Bree. I have the channel Hive Sci, where I debunk a lot of bad science stuff like they do here. Focus a lot on cryptids and ghosts and stuff like that every Saturday morning. Tomorrow we have. What do we have tomorrow? I'm gonna go check because I should have had that pulled up while Doc was talking. And by Doc, I mean Doc Dino, not Dr. Tapioca Weasel. Just to be clear.
Maybe we should just call me Dino for this stream. That might be easier.
Yeah. Oh, I know that tomorrow we are going to be talking about the melon heads. I don't know if you all know what that is, but you're going to find out if you tune in tomorrow. And then we got Tucker Carlson was attacked by demons, so we have to talk about that. And I also do transpositions every Thursday night. For maybe this upcoming Thursday night, I might not be there because I'm moving, but yeah, I will. I do all this fun stuff, and you should check it out.
What was I going to say? I forget. So, for our 1,000 sub streams, so we do have a bunch of people who said they would be through. We'll see who comes through. Fingers crossed. But I wanted to do kind of like an Ask a Doctor series. So, Bree, I guess we'll start with you. Can you kind of tell everybody what your specialty is?
Yeah, I'm a cryptozoologist.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, I like to. I know a lot about animals and phylogeny, so and identifying animals, tracking animals, and I use investigative research to identify animals. Usually, spend a lot of time doing that. You can tag me for a species ID on pretty much any social media at HiveSci, and I should be able to help you out. But that doesn't roll over into the dead ones, though. When they die, then it goes to Doc Dino to identify them. So.
Okay, so Doc Dino, would you like to tell everybody what your specialty is?
Sure. I am a vertebrate paleontologist / geologist. So, like Bree said, she studies animals while they're alive. I study them while they're dead. And then I dig them up and put them in museums.
Awesome. I do want to thank Regius for coming through, gifting us 20 cult members. Oh my God. And those went to a lot of people. Joni, Bryce Vining, Fits of Bias Sheets Rage, Salt of the Red Earth, Heather Pratchard, Tori Swanzinger, TV Tube Me, Icarus, Hecklick, Tyler West, Scott Duke, Dwayna Campion, Lady Starfire, Mage Greywolf. Holy moly, that was a mouthful. Thank you, everyone. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas. Dr. Dan, we're so happy you came.
Hey,
Please tell everybody about who you are, your channel, and what your science specialty is.
thank you. Hi. First of all, let me just say congratulations.
Thank
Well,
you.
uh, if you happen to be watching this and you're not already subscribed for Bad Science Sunday, what are you doing? Like, it's wonderful. It's it really like I was so happy when I saw that you hit 1,000. It's awesome. So congratulations, well deserved. Um, it's just this is such a cool kind of community that you've put together, and it's really great. So
I love the chat. I have the best chat
it's
on
great.
yeah.
So, hi everybody, I'm Dan. I'm an evolutionary biologist. My channel is Creation Myths, and what I do is I really focus on scientific creationism and take their claims way more seriously than they deserve to be taken. And then we break them down little bit by little bit and show why every one of them, so far, without exception, is complete nonsense. So if you, and again, I'm an evolutionary biologist and my specialty is really like genetics. So if, getting really into the nitty gritty of the biology if that's your thing, then come check out what I'm doing. And then if you see what I'm doing and you think that's cool, but I want more details and more nerdery, I want to encourage you to check out my friend Dr. Zach Hancock, who does what I do, but with even more math, and it's awesome. So
I like math.
you should check out Zach's channel. It's all biology math, and it's
I have
fantastic.
seen. Yeah.
Oh my
I've had
god.
to do a lot of geology math lately.
So Left-Handed Jedi is celebrating 9 months of as a cult member.
I'm working on a video proving or showing just how big a problem limestone is for creationists. And
That's a good one.
I didn't know it produced as much heat as it did. I'm having to do the calculations myself, and it's insane. And that's coming from a geologist.
It's a
Is it
big
more than
problem.
chalk?
Yo, this chat's not going to let us get
Chalk
to
is-
anything.
Well, I mean, we're not getting to anything. So tonight is about the chat. So I want the chat to be able to like any questions at all. If you have, whether it's for our science expert here, for our creation, scientist, for our cryptid scientist, if you have a dino question, anything you got. So we're just here. We're here to answer all of your science questions. And hoping Dr. Kipp is able to come by because I know some of you have some Bible questions, or if you want to know the truth about the Dead Sea Scrolls or squirrels. Let's see. And for $10, Reggio says, "Here I thought it was Friday, but it must be wrong because BSS is on."
Hey Maya,
yeah.
this is your party. You should be the big one. I should not be the big face on screen right now.
Here.
There we go. I was about to do that myself, but
Pop goes the weasel.
yeah.
All right. So
not always.
Much thanks to Left-Handed Jedi for gifting us 10 more cultists. Wow. That went to Vulpix, Stephanie Holmes, Mark Griefer, Liz Allen, B. Bohm, Rhinoceros 13, Lena, Kirsten Honeycutt, Kibblebee's mom, Robert Madewell. God damn. So thank you. And everybody, please continue to enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas.
You guys are amazing. Oh, so over at
I do have a really quick. Hooligan wants to know, where do baby dinos come from?
Well, I have two answers for you. First, eggs.
Yes.
Second, Google sex lakes, and you'll have a fun time.
Sex lakes.
Lakes.
Should I explain it, or should I just leave it there?
I'm really interested in the sex lakes now. I don't think we just move past that.
Well, I mean, how do dinos procreate? Do they like get it on, or
can you show us some diagrams?
Long story short, yes.
Yeah, let's pull up a
whiteboard.
whiteboard.
Not 100% sure how some of them
No,
We're
my
not sure
chat
if it had
loves
anything
hearing about
external
dino
or if it was
sex,
all
so be as
internal.
graphic as possible.
Okay, well, first I'll explain the sex lakes thing, even though that is more of a joke. During the 1800s/1900s, we thought that dinosaurs were too big, or some were too big to live on land,
Hmm.
and especially, have sex on land. So some scientists assumed that they must have gone into lakes to have sex. Sex lakes.
Sex
Because like
like
less gravity because of buoyancy? Is that what a
Yeah, they thought they would have mated like whales.
So,
okay?
what is the current consensus on how dinos
All right.
mated?
I mean,
Well, cloaca to cloaca in some fashion.
Hmm.
Um, the most primitive birds we have today have external genitalia, so it's possible that dinosaurs may have as well, but we cannot be certain. Unfortunately, we have yet to find a penis fossil.
No penis
Yet.
fossils.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, we do have a cloaca fossil, actually. We have a dinosaur's butthole.
yeah, I've seen that one. Uh,
Oh, yeah, there's some imagery.
There it is. There you go.
there you go.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Bow chicka bow bow.
It was it a? It's not a protoceratops. It was a relative though. What we have the
Called Psittacosaurus.
Did they have a
Psittacosaurus.
penis?
I did not have this on my bingo card.
This is what bad science is all about. These feathers are bad, by the way. They're not really. I don't think.
I have pictures that aren't graphic if you want to show it.
Totally.
Do you have any that are graphic?
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
There's
like,
a lot that are graphic. I'm not sharing those to Maya right now. Here,
well, you can
Maya,
share them
there's
to
a
me,
link.
and then
I'll
I can
show
share
it.
them to Maya, right?
No.
It's
They did like a
it's
plastic-
launder. That's how you launder dick pics. Is you send them to a buddy who then sends them to the person.
Plausible deniability. Grayson Hawk wants to know if you could travel to any location in space and time, where and when would you go?
Next Wednesday.
Oh God.
It's not. It's not completely obvious that is a moment in space and time because it hasn't happened yet.
And I don't know if I want to be there or not. It's gonna.
We're gonna win. I'm not gonna make this
We're
politics.
gonna win.
We're gonna win.
We're already winning.
It's true.
I'm not looking at anything
Maya, I
until.
can send you a picture of the dinosaur on Discord if you want to show it.
What would your
I
answer
was
be?
the one asking for it.
If I could get a breathing apparatus of some type, I want to go back to the Carboniferous.
There.
There
There you go, Tap. You have the power.
I would
Here it
have
comes.
to get. Like, if you went to the Carboniferous, would you get high though? I think
Was it because the oxygen was higher, right?
Yeah.
You might feel lightheaded at least at first.
Do a little pure oxygen kind of.
I think that's
Not pure oxygen, obviously.
like I've been on oxygen with the nose thing and then like the full on thing, and chambers exist. Like you can be in pure oxygen, that's not a problem.
It is if there's a flame.
Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right about that one.
Just don't light up while I'm in there. Like, to pull out the bong and smoke it with the Arthropleura. So.
I just imagine how bad pollen must have been during the Carboniferous.
Everything like just
global rainforest.
I just gotta say, if you think that this is graphic,
I said it was not graphic.
Oh, not graphic. I thought you
but
said
it's funny art.
I wanted you to share the thing that was graphic because I was gonna say if you think this is graphic, then you and like Caden Slinker are probably gonna get along great.
No, I know it's not graphic. That's why I shared it. I could share graphic ones, but I'm not gonna here.
Caden, if you're here, I love you.
Yeah, I see Caden. Caden's probably getting ready for bed. But Jester, Lord of Shenaniganery, tried to gift us 10 more cult members. I only see that 2 came through. I need to look at that. I went to Canadian Alaman and Mike Hero. Yeah. We are still going to clap for them, though, because we are so happy. Please enjoy your tappy weasels, your nitties and vaginas. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I only have one level or like what's going on, but we have like 1,000 people and we still stagnate at like 177 members. Like we can't like, and then it like doesn't let them
Get over
it
that.
won't like give us more people. And I'm like,
Hit that
that's
200.
weird. Yeah, it won't let me hit 200. So I'm like, is it? I don't know. It feels like that's
That
wrong.
actually-
I'm like, okay, so YouTube doesn't want money. I don't understand, but
Maya, you got to answer the question about what time period you want to go back to, though.
oh, I didn't. But I'm
Any
black
place in
and a
time.
woman. I want to go into the future, like as far as possible.
Well,
Like, where is there a point in time where I'm seen as an actual human being? Let's go there.
My answer, my answer might actually legitimately be to go back and like see where the stories about Jesus came from.
that's an interesting answer. Yeah.
Because like I'm not,
Let's
I
go see
have
what's going
in the community that we are all a part of, like I have the least applicable knowledge in my specialty to apologetics and counter apologetics and whatnot, generally speaking. But I I, I would find it fascinating to see how that all started. And I have the feeling that I would see a guy who kind of struck me as like kind of a wacky lunatic cult member, and then things spiraled out of control.
Guys, I'm
Like-
calling it right now. Tap goes back in the past and ends up becoming Jesus.
Wait, hang on.
No.
Yeah, look at the beard and the hair.
He literally, like, he fits the description and everything. You
Because
cannot
that
do
is-
it.
It's a lab coat, not a
Yeah.
shroud.
20
Yo.
years from now, 20
That
years
is-
from now, we figure out time travel. He goes back to figure out what happened and accidentally sets the whole thing in motion.
Exactly.
Accidentally.
Well, hey, I'm glad.
No,
that
because
that's
you
the-
go back and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. Everyone should just be nice to their neighbors. Yeah, those refugees over there, you should totally let them in. Give them food, help them.
Yeah, like
And
he goes back in time and he's just like, hey, I'm looking for the guy that is all about like love and helping fellow people. And they're like, huh? And he's like, this guy's talking about love and helping people. And like it just starts from there.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think I would just end up going on a rampage in a temple for like no particularly explained reason.
Hey, well, look,
You
they
never
How do you
know.
feel?
Oh,
do you-
wait, hold on. Were they selling magnets?
No, they were
How do you feel?
exchanging money. They were exchanging one currency for another. It was really evil stuff. You know, you might go berserk if you saw that in a temple.
Maybe you brought some modern money with you and you were like, here, and they're like, what is this nonsense? And you're like, what do you mean, what is this nonsense?
Why on
It's all coming together.
why on
You-
Maya's Earth would I remotely expect them to accept
Because it's
modern
precious metal. It's precious metal by weight. Like, just whatever. Say you brought it like a whole bunch of pennies. You know, it's just copper. It's whatever. Why would you say
I
no?
mean, it's mostly zinc, but yeah.
Well, you know, whatever.
How do you feel about figs, though? I mean, honestly, you really passionate about them, or
No.
Woodworking.
Well,
Are you
guys,
like
guys. Okay, so Grayson's here. Grayson, you have to introduce yourself, talk about your channel, and what is your science specialty?
Hello, I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude, otherwise known as Grayson Hawk. My YouTube channel where I debate and debunk pseudoscience and talk about cool stuff in science and history. Most of you probably know me. I've been on Bad Science before. It's an awesome show. Congratulations on 1,000, Maya. Also, whoever was talking about that they would go back to the Carboniferous earlier, like, who's going to Bug World? I mean, who wants to go to a forest full of nothing but big old bugs? I mean, what? Go to the
That's totally
debris.
great. Yeah, that is totally great.
That's like exactly her brand.
Yeah.
You want to go
You're
back
just-
to the Devonian era where you have like the first forests, but before you have any big old anything to disturb it. So it's like literally just like a Garden of Eden for like you and maybe a few little creepy crawlies and scorpions, but they're not evolved enough to do any damage.
Wait a minute. It's just
Grayson, we both know you want to go
supposed
back
to be
then, so
like the
you
ideal.
kick
That's
Pollock
supposed to
back
be-
into the ocean.
I'm
Yeah,
really.
well, Tiktaalik was it was a mistake. Okay, they should have stayed in the oceans. We never should have left. I'll die on this hill.
You're gonna go toss
Back to the
Tiktaalik
oceans.
back into
We have
the
the
sea.
best oceans.
Hey, everyone. Is this Jamila, or who do we have today? Blackskin Bundy. Enter the chat.
He's also
Blackskin.
muted.
I'm shaved. I'm not Blackbeard. I'm black skin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Would you like to tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what your science specialty is?
I'm black skin. I'm Jay Bundy. My scientific specialty is.
Uh-oh. He cut out for me.
Was it Jay or was it
That's
me?
all I got.
No, it was
me.
Jay.
I think I'm,
So Jay just cut out.
Oh, I
It's
cut
like-
out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, hey, I'm
Your
Jay.
Yeah,
scientific
and
specialty
then,
is, and then
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
cut
I
out
went off
right
camera.
at the word
My
is.
specialty is evolution. My channel is Pocket Locker 86.
and you and Dr. Dan did something. Was it last week? No, it wasn't last week.
No, it was like last month we did a thing.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah.
That was a good stream.
That was a good stream.
It was excellent. And also, Jay is underselling it here when he says I'm an evolutionary biologist. He worked in the lab and on the experiment.
Yeah, I worked on the Linsky lab. Yeah.
Linsky lab.
Biggest evolutionary biology experiments of all time. I just want to
Jay.
Yeah.
You should talk
I mean,
about. You never talk about that. Like we all know that you
I
hate
don't.
Christians.
I don't.
What did you do?
We evolve things. That way the Christians can't deny evolution.
Yeah, but like, what did
They
you
still
do?
do.
Did you have to like fill out? Did you have to like make the records and like culture the different things?
I've
and-
done that, yep.
put
And
the
you gotta
little labels
culture
on
the
them and then
strains
put
and
them
you
in
gotta
the
make the
freezer or
bacteria
whatever.
food and feed them and transfer them. Most of the lab protocols are easy. They just have to be done every day. They're really
So much.
tedious.
Oh,
Just have to be
so
done every
much.
day.
One of the
So
things about these
Because
long
like
term,
when you say I'm an evolutionary biologist, I think people don't really understand what that means. Partially,
don't.
me never talking about it.
They don't.
can I ask a question about the details of how that works?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
So for something like the Lenski long-term evolution experiment, they're tracking E. coli, right?
Yep.
And so what they do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is they started with a sample of E. coli and then they like split it up into a bunch of petri dishes and cultured each one for a bunch of time and then split that again. And while they're
Oh,
doing
no. I just
they
lost what you
will
said.
periodically take them and save them, label them with the entire lineage so you know exactly which dish came from which one, and put them in a freezer so that they can like analyze it or something later.
Yeah, you
How-
can revive
Pretty
them.
close.
How when you do that, how often do you go back and then take them out of the freezer and take a chunk of it to analyze, and how much do you take? But because like presumably you might want to put it back in the freezer because technology can improve and the analysis methods can improve and the same sample can give you better data if you look at it 20 years later. So like how do you sort of like make that decision tree of what things to destroy in the process of analyzing them, because I assume a lot of these methods of genetic analysis are destructive, and how do you choose like actually?
So they're just frozen. They're just like in little freezer vials, and they're not dead. They're just like suspended. Like you just freeze them, and their metabolic processes just slow down so much, and then you can revive them. So you just bring them out, and you give them. You usually like enculture them like overnight, so they acclimate back to the lab conditions, and so they get kind of like back to normal.
Okay.
Operating.
But not long enough for them to like mutate enough that you're no longer measuring.
Correct.
That you put in the freezer.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's typically they're grown up from clones, so lots of people have lots of copies of them. But you only grow up like a really small percentage of them, and then you can always make new freezer stocks.
Yeah.
So I can go into like somebody else's freezer stocks from like at 2000 generations. They can just plate them. You just spread them out on the petri dish. I can take a clone and culture it, grow it up overnight, freeze it.
How long
so
does
you
it take
don't-
to speciate them?
I was gonna, like if it only took an hour or two to speciate them, then you can't grow them overnight to like make more freezer stock, right?
What do you mean by speciate them?
Like
if they mutate.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, how long does
allele
it?
frequencies diverge enough that they'd be identified as a new species?
Oh no, not that. No
Yeah.
way, no way. I mean, if anything, there's gonna be maybe a few mutations, but they don't even worry about it because it's just they're not. There's not going to be any. They're not worried about mutations happening that quickly.
E. coli, it's so we think about like bacteria mutating really fast, and the reason for that is because they have such a huge population size, but the actual like fidelity of the DNA copying for bacteria is actually
It's pretty
really
good.
high.
Yeah.
So they actually have a really low inherent mutation rate. The rate at which they accumulate differences is just due to these enormous, like bacterial populations are, bajillions, right? So that's why you get so many differences. So if you just take like a teeny little bit of a freezer stock and grow it overnight, that's not enough to, have anything happen that's going to cause it to change.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was it the Linsky lab that did the experiment with penicillin with various increasing concentrations?
E. coli and
No, that's not the same lab.
Okay.
That's
The
different.
that's I think you're thinking of the mega plate, right? The big plate where
yeah.
you can like see them
I
spread across the plate. I don't know what lab that was.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
I was
wasn't
just.
our lab.
That was
I
cool.
thought that's like what World War II did.
Well, that was the original with penicillin was discovered in 1928, clinically introduced in 42 or 43. But there was this recent thing. It broke out of like science Twitter and like went viral. And it was like a big, and it showed the bacteria growing through an increase in concentration of antibiotic, which was really cool.
Where the mutation happens that lets them spread into the new
Yeah,
medium.
you could see. It's really
It
cool.
at least seems like that'd be derivative of what started with the Linsky experiments anyway. I mean, you're talking about citrate was used for the E. coli, the anti... Yeah, I mean, they're digestive.
Yeah, it's just a different. There's just a different experimental technique. I think the mega plate, in some sense, is. It's a really striking visual. So it's really compelling. I think the Linsky lines is just produced like better long-term data and many more spin-offs. Like the Linsky experiment has just exploded into like a whole field of research. But the mega plate is like, it's just super charismatic because you can just see it all right there. Because it's basically a giant petri dish with the gradient of the antibiotic on it.
It's like the Linsky remix.
Kishoni lab?
Featuring the mega plate.
The Kishoni lab.
It reminds me of slime
know.
mold is what it reminds me of. Y'all ever see a slime mold moving around? That's what it looks like. But it's freaking bacteria. It's crazy.
You'll know about like the slime molds and like the metro map of Tokyo, right?
I love that.
Found the best route, yeah.
Yeah, they had a slime mold like calculate the most efficient route for their metro system by its growth patterns.
Cool.
Which, yeah, not a bad idea. Slime molds are.
Would anybody here classify slime molds as intelligent but not conscious?
I mean, can intelligence just be an emergent property of a complicated
Yeah, I think a lot
system?
of people probably would.
I would say that the primary functions of intelligence are something like relevance recognition and like future predictions of like in the near term future, like using past to predict future. Those are like the two core functions of intelligence. I can see the slime mold doing maybe a little bit of the relevance realization.
The first, but not the second.
I think we're biased, though. I think we're biased because we're conscious and we think that that's a indicator of intelligence. And I think
well, what I was saying was independent of consciousness. It was just intelligence. Like you can have intelligence with no consciousness entirely.
Yeah, and I think that's what most intelligent things are. Most intelligent things are intelligent, but not.
Do you
conscious.
guys think ChatGPT is intelligent?
No, ChatGPT is just a language association model. It's just fast but stupid Google. That's all it is.
Well, since we're changing topics, can we all
yes
welcome Dr. Kill to the stream.
Dr. Kill.
Hey, Dr.
Hi, guys.
Kill.
Would you like
I
to
don't think
introduce yourself, your
about
channel,
E.
and what your
coli.
specialty is?
Not science, that's for sure. My specialty is not science.
Science is
Yeah.
fake.
So, yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm Kipp Davis. I'm a specialist in early Judaism. I'm a biblical scholar and a specialist in early Judaism and the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I do counter apologetics shit on YouTube. And congratulations, Maya,
Congratulations.
on the big subs. That's awesome.
The big subs. One day I'll be a big streamer just like you. Maybe.
Yeah, shoot for the moon there.
Well, I mean, the next big mark is 10,000, right? Which I think Dr. Dan, you're on the road to 10K.
Hey, what are we, like 8.5 or so? We're I mean, we'll see. I don't see. I've been doing.
Would anyone else here like to be at 8.5K?
I've been doing, and I've been doing a video a week for all of 2024, and I'm 2 months from succeeding in my New Year's resolution was every Wednesday at 9 p.m. video for the whole year. Man, I don't know if I can do it for another year.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how people. We all know people who put out.
Scripted vids are hard, which is why we don't do them.
Oh.
We all know people who put out 2, 3, or more like recorded, edited videos per
with
week.
A full-time
just
job?
like, I don't know how you all have time to do that.
Not with a full-time
Hiring
job.
an editor.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who does that with a full-time job. Usually they're all like professional YouTubers. Like even Dapper Dino, I think he was just doing the Kent with Bents until he decided to till he felt like his Patreon was
and Maya, that's basically what you and I do, right?
Yeah, you got bad.
The format of our show is very similar to the format of Kent with Ben, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's basically the exact same format.
We're better.
I mean, obviously, but
So Porpoise is going to kill me if I don't get to at least one of these. So for $2.56, Sinister Porpoise says, "Can I use magnets to solve P versus NP?"
This is a great question.
Definitely.
Because P versus non-P means different things in these different contexts. It means something completely different to me than it does to y'all's.
Can someone explain what this means to me? Because I'm just a stupid biology person.
Okay, so there are several words in this this sentence. 8 of them, if I'm counting correctly. The first 4 are demonic and evil. Okay, magnets are not okay. I'm not gonna tolerate that. But P equals NP. So this is a problem, I think, generally in computer science, but in mathematics generally, and it's one of the most important unsolved problems. The conjecture is that a P problem, P stands for a class of problems, and a P problem is a problem where you are given the problem and you can write a program that will solve it in an amount of time that scales as a polynomial of the complexity.
Is anybody else still awake?
So
those are words. I can kind of make sense.
Are you done, Weasel?
No, I'm not.
Well, I don't know anything about
that if you are given a possible solution, you can check it in a polynomial time. Polynomial as opposed to exponential. P problems.
And we're back down to 999 subs.
P problems are easy. P problems are easy to solve. NP problems are easy to check. P problems are easy to solve. NP problems are easy to check. Therefore, if P equals NP, any problem that is easy to check a solution for, there is an easy way to solve it. And that actually is really important.
Thank you, Tabby.
Okay.
I learned
that was
new.
that was
yeah.
That
that was all
was.
wrong.
Try to answer.
That was that was definitely was.
That was
What
all
does
wrong.
that have to do with?
That was one of the
Mendelian
answers of all time.
inheritance?
The
For
P
$2.56,
versus non-P problem.
Sinister Corpus definitely would like everyone here to know. No, ChatGPT is just linear matrix algebra.
Is that all?
So
Yeah,
can
that's all.
I say something about P versus non-P?
Absolutely.
I want to as well.
This is a textual problem. The Bible, the Hebrew Bible, the Torah specifically, was not written by Moses. I don't know if you guys knew that. And
Crushed on my hopes and dreams.
it's actually composed of a variety of different sources. Originally, scholars used to think that these sources were, and they gave them labels. They used to think the sources were J, the Yahweh source, or E, the Elohist source, or D, the Deuteronomistic source, or P, the priestly source. But now, over the course of time and through important developments in history and linguistics and archaeology, we've come to settle now on, the Pentateuch being comprised of either sources that are P or not P. So, it's just this is just the way it is. You're either a priestly source or you're not. Sorry, that's the extent of.
So that is
Is there any
completely
way
different
for
problem.
can a source be both a priestly source and a not priestly source?
If it's in a
Is
quantum,
there any way for
priest?
if you're an X?
Grayson, we can't go there yet.
Wait. It's the day after Halloween, and we cannot go to spooky action at a distance. Come on. If not now, then when?
When it won't just be you and me just like jacking each other off for the rest of the
Whoa.
All right.
Okay, that is premium.
And on that note,
there, Tappy. We don't do that for free on the public-facing channel, okay? Everyone, that's
We're
content.
now announcing the launch of Tapioca's OnlyFans. Subscribe now for 50% off.
I will never give you 50% off. I know what I'm worth.
But magnets can solve P versus not P, because magnets can show you if something is polar or not.
I hate you.
So it's polar versus non-polar.
I don't like what you are. I don't like anything about what's happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel unsafe.
Well, then let's talk about God's penis.
Yeah. Dr. Kipp, there's a question for you.
He totally had one. And that's why, well, according to the Bible, that's why men also have penises, because
question.
Oh, right. Man was created in God's image, and obviously that means that God had a penis.
Yes.
I have a question. If
a circumcised penis.
Yeah. Obviously.
Okay, I have a question about this to Dr. Kipp. So if God had a penis because men have penis and men are made in God's image, does God have a prostate, and how does he stimulate it?
I don't know. Because I doubt the people who wrote the Bible knew what a prostate was, or
some of
that
them
it had.
I mean,
some of them did, yeah.
So is there any biblical explanation for why God designed men to have prostates and a G-spot, basically?
No, just that it was perfect.
He saw that it was good. He saw that it was good.
Stop complaining about it and enjoy. That's
he saw that it was good, and it.
I think he has a prostate, and he sticks a hurricane up there to get off.
and they might have known, because we do have sex toys dating back to the ancient Egyptians.
Oh, the Egyptians love sex.
I'm pretty sure we have sex toys dating way before the ancient Egyptians, like Neolithic.
Well, I'm pretty sure mankind had sex toys before then. I don't know.
There's
before they were writing anything down.
I'm pretty sure some
Yeah.
Australopithecus
They were
must have
manufacturing
had
sex
some
toys.
kind of.
I'm pretty sure there's a cave painting of someone getting their back blown out.
Not surprised.
Okay, but we cannot
A
get this
DM, the
thing
rocks
banned by
don't
certain
lie
cave
wig,
painting
has been a
pornography
cultist for 3 months now.
and dinosaur buttholes too. I mean,
Oh, that reminds me. I sent Tap some images of dino sex positions.
Yeah,
If he's
you
not a
did.
coward, he can show those. He
Back
was
in the
begging
day, if
for
you wanted
more
porn, you had
graphics.
to
I
make
was
it
sharing.
yourself.
I thought.
Are we talking about dino sex toys? Where are we at now?
No, these
wait,
ones.
wait. Did dinos have missionary, or is it strictly like dino doggy?
I'm sorry, Race and Ice Canopy Greenhouse Killer for $4.99
There you go.
says footlong subs at Subway are $6.99 in the app. Here's hoping for another 1,000 more.
There we
It's
go.
None of
really-
those are missionary.
It's not.
This one
Hold
was
up,
the
it's not
best.
that hard.
This one was the best.
No, this is fine. Just what are you?
This is what I
here,
came
this is
for,
fine.
Maya.
I
Dino sex positions. You are
Tap
all
asked,
welcome.
and he has received.
so here we have the same one as here, and then this is the skeleton version because some people are into that.
Because paleontologists.
Are
Hey, don't
into
kink
that.
shame.
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just your kink isn't my kink, but your kink is fine, probably. And then another one, but with a lot more horny heads.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Gotta love them horny heads.
I mean,
And,
that's an occupational hazard. I mean,
say? Should we read the description?
I don't know what I did, Jenna, to deserve the damn it weasel, but that's
It was
probably
well earned. Whatever.
I would
Yeah,
love
it's
to
well
know,
earned.
like the
Well,
person that
apparently,
created this
Nitty likes
paper,
it Stegosaur rough.
I would just love to know the person that
Yeah,
created this
Nitty
paper.
is
like,
like a sexaholic.
It's from a paper. Scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the authors.
the
Timothy
sociosexual
Isle.
behavior of extant archosaurs.
so what I was
Implication.
trying to ask was, I want to know the guy
Right.
that wrote this paper, how he explains what he does when people ask him, like, "Oh, what do you research?" Like, I just want to know, like, what his answer is for the lay audience. Like, maybe at the supermarket or something, ask him.
He
what do you
says
do?
sex position in dinosaurs. No
Is
way.
this in New Hampshire?
Portsmouth? I don't know.
Portsmouth is
Portsmouth.
definitely a large city in New Hampshire.
There are large cities in New Hampshire.
I had the quotes, okay? I know I'm small on the screen, but I did put up the quotes when I said that. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's the population is only 22,000. It's that is only somewhat larger than like the suburb I live in New Jersey. It's not.
I mean, that's 10 times the size of my hometown.
That's 22 times the size.
No,
of
okay,
this
no,
channel.
it's Portsmouth, the UK. It's in the UK.
okay,
all I
that's
had to do was scroll down, but I'm incompetent.
Involved
Animal
in
behavior,
research
that's what he
projects,
says.
including reconstructions of dinosaur socio-sexual behavior.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I mean, I just want to know what he's telling somebody
That's
like, on the
200,000.
bus.
That's a bigger
you know?
sim. That's 200,000. That's legit.
I would just stop with the crocodilian behavior and just say that. Say I study crocodilian mating behavior.
Why? Why would you stop there?
Because then you start talking about dinosaurs and they think you're some kind of weird owl.
Wait, I'm sorry, he has one
No,
publication.
okay, no.
45,000 reads.
I mean, this is a very
Okay,
popular.
I'm not
publication.
gonna. It's a good paper. This is an extremely compelling bio that really makes me want to know more in a not creepy weird way. Okay, there's all that might have been how I got my foot in the door, was the creepy weird way. But
So wait, Tapioca, you're saying that you would swipe right on this bio?
Absolutely. Okay,
Hey, Bree, this looks like a question for you.
it's a great way of putting it. For the aliens that
There
they do
were-
not wear.
There were our attempts to recreate the sex toys of the gods.
I know.
Alright.
Push them in via sonic levitation.
I mean, that's what Burj Khalifa is, isn't it?
That's a That's a Graham Hancock question, I think, isn't it?
Did you know?
Yeah.
Have you guys done Graham Hancock yet?
Did we? Yeah, we did them last week.
You've at least done some Graham
really?
Hancock alkalites. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done stuff where he's come up. I don't know if we've actually done one where
What
he
did we
was
do
like
last
the main
week?
person
Now
we're
I'm
covering.
forgetting.
Hey.
Oh no, that was it. Ike. That was David Ike.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ike, Hancock,
He definitely
tomatoes,
he definitely came up in that one though.
Well, no, yeah, Graham Hancock has one come up a lot, and then two, like a lot of his ideas have come up a lot. But yeah, no, we haven't done him yet. I've been looking for something to do with him, but it's kind of this delicate dance of finding someone who specializes in taking down his particular type of bullshit.
And
however, Dr. Kill, this is a question for you.
Okay. If God has male parts, does he have female parts? No, because he's male. So,
and
I mean,
women can go fuck themselves.
Basically.
Well, no, because there were
part of a reproducing population
who were female and had all the female parts,
like Ashura, right? His wife.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and
but she never.
So I have a question.
Yeah,
now.
he doesn't.
Do we know what
he doesn't
God
need
and
the female parts?
Do we know what God's favorite position with Ashura is? Like godly sex positions? Is there a most godly sex position in the Bible or Christianity?
Gods can only do it in missionary.
I don't know about that. I mean,
no, any other position is a sin.
Because we talked about the dino positions. Now we got to talk about
this is. I mean, I'm taking my cues from. I mean, the people who worshipped the gods knew them better than anybody else, and I take it from them because they took their cues from the gods within the ancient Near East, at least. You had sex with women from behind, doggy style. It's the way you did it, right? And it was pretty emasculating to do it any other way. So
wow.
Okay, so I can
wait, to face your partner was emasculating?
Yeah, because that's like equal power. Yeah. Like you look at me eye to eye. Like, what are you looking at me eye to eye? Like we're partners or something? Like
like think about it. Okay, you would never see dinosaurs doing it missionary, right? So why would you think gods would do it missionary? Okay,
exactly.
This is more proof that dinosaurs were actually gods.
Or it's proof that sex lakes were a thing, so they could do it missionary.
I just want to say, if any of my students ever find this, I'm never living it down.
I have a follow-up question.
In New Jersey, right?
So you're saying we shouldn't email it to them?
Definitely not.
Dan, do you remember when you were on Bad Science?
My name is out there. You find me if you want to find me. But
is the Holy Spirit the name of Yahweh's penis? That's what I want to know.
It's a good one.
What I want to know.
The only point I'm trying to make is that believers of Yahweh can't fuck. And yes, I said it. And Yahweh is like his believers.
You're going to demonetize her right away.
Yahweh is like his believers in that he's the type of guy that's threatened by a woman getting on top of him. You can't convince me otherwise. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I just think that it's probably pretty obvious that Yahweh is not going down on it. You know what I mean? Like he's not returning the favor. He's not eating dinner with dessert. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Yahweh is a selfish god.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a given, right?
Yahweh can't find the clitoris, y'all. Let's be real. Let's be real.
He doesn't.
He made it, but he doesn't know where it is. But he doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't care if it doesn't know where it is. Yeah.
Is it true? Does anybody know that if they found a 30,000-year-old stone phallus?
That sounds right.
I told you guys back in the day, if you really wanted your porn, you had to make it. So you had to do a cave painting. You had to carve a figurine. You had to be motivated. Yeah. None of this logging on the Pornhub and pretending you're old enough.
Let me tell you.
Wait, Bree, weren't you trying to answer something at some point?
Man.
Yeah, no, that does sound right. The 30,000 years. Yeah, I believe that's the correct time frame on that.
We've gone off the rails.
Kipp, I have a question for you. Do you have any interest? Do you have any thoughts on like the God life cycle and like the time frame? Like we talk about Yahweh. Like how long have people believed in Yahweh, and like how does that compare to like the typical run of a God? If that makes any sense. Is there any information about this stuff?
That's a good question. Yeah,
That is a good question. And the problem, I think, is that for so many of the gods, it's more difficult to find the actual starting point, right?
Yeah.
So, how far back? Like we can come to, we can sort of see when they people stop caring about them, or they fell out of people's consciousness or whatever. But
So imagine like the
but
fossil record, right? Like it's
that
really
starting point.
scarce.
Yeah,
This actually
it's like
kind
that.
of
So
fits in to like I've been working on a video about the evolution of the Abrahamic God, starting from like animism through shamanism and tracing it with like actual like citations on this. So I've actually kind of been in this a little bit, but like talking about like
do you
which
have an answer?
gods, what was that? Like talking about which gods might be like older than Yahweh is interesting. The only one that I would think of, the first one that would come off my head is maybe like the Indo-European Sky Father or whatever. If you were to count him as being like the ancestral like version of like the Greek Zeus or something, you could trace that for quite a long time. That might be older than Yahweh if you were, because Yahweh changes over time in the same way that Zeus.
No, I mean, from an historical perspective, though, like Yahweh is so even within the Bible, Yahweh is the son of El. El is an older god than Yahweh. In terms from like an epigraphic archaeological perspective, it looks like people were worshiping Yahweh as early as like 1200, maybe 1300 BCE, right? So, but I mean, there were lots of other gods that were obviously worshipped a long time before that too. But even within just the general concept of religion in the ancient Near East, the gods were not like eternal in the sense that we think about it now, and in terms of like everlasting. Like people didn't think that they were just like from the very beginning and would last until the very end. People had this conception that gods were very, 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 very old and lived for a very, very, very long time. But they also had this sense that before the gods that we worship now, there were gods before them that we don't remember and we don't know, that, way, way in. And in something, I've when I teach this stuff, I often say that even within the polytheistic world, it's almost like there's a vestigial monotheism at the core of it. What I mean by that is within a polytheistic world, even if you didn't know who it was, you imagine that there was a god that gave birth to all the other gods. I mean, we see this is preserved within like Greek religion, right?
Gaia.
Like yeah, it's Gaia and this Uranus, the sky god, right? There's
Uranus.
the Gaia is the goddess, and Uranus is the sky. They're the very beginning of everything, right? So same with Babylonian religion,
and Indian like Hindu
Tiamat,
polytheism.
and yeah. So, but there was this sense that there was someone at the very beginning, somewhere, even if we don't know who they are anymore.
And I, just out of curiosity, like, if a god changes enough throughout a period of worship, by the end, would you still consider it the same god? Like
the god of Thesis?
Well,
if it changes enough, is it still the same?
I've heard people say that, like when trying to explain what a god was like, saying it depends on the period of time, where in earlier parts you get flavors of this, but towards X period, they take on more of this role. So
What's interesting is even thinking about what's interesting is thinking about Jesus.
Bible is different from the God of the Torah, or at least behaves differently in my
I would imagine
understanding.
it like
which is
thinking about it like a
probably different
phylogenetic
from
tree.
the oldest records.
Yeah, that's what
of-
I was thinking, Grayson. At some point, they become like reproductively isolated, but I don't know when because it almost seems to me. It seems to me like Jesus of the New Testament is not really incompatible with the Old Testament God, but the way people talk about them, it's like fairly good. Like even now, if you bring up the Old Testament to most Christians, like, well, that's the Old Covenant, and that was totally different. Now we're under the new. So it's almost like they're trying to tell you,
like I would picture it like a phylogenetic tree, only more complicated. Because in a
way
phylogenetic
more
tree,
complicated.
you have
Yeah,
monophyly like rules.
yeah, you wouldn't have
In
this. Yeah,
you have multiple gods that can influence a god's development, and then that god can splinter into multiple gods or change over time and splinter into fragments. So it goes both ways with the splintering into and out
And I
of.
do
it's
think
more like a
that
phylogenetic
that
bush.
It's
was
so
a
much more
serious
complex.
question too. Like the oldest records of the Christian God, I'm sure it's a very different God to the modern conception.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if it changes
Absolutely.
so
And
much,
now
is
you
it
have
really the same God?
It never
yeah.
stops
And now you have
changing,
guys
though.
guys like Mark. I was just I've we've been reviewing. We're reviewing Mark Driscoll a series of Mark Driscoll sermons on our Sunday show, our once a month Sunday show.
Do we pay you for this, or do you just hate yourself?
No, no.
Porque no los
This is a public service. But when he
¿Por qué no
reads,
los dos?
We appreciate you.
thank you. When Mark Driscoll reads the Old Testament, he's in the habit of just replacing the name God or Yahweh with Jesus.
Oh, very interesting. That is weird.
I know, right?
That's weird.
Really?
That is super neat tidbit
Like-
there, Kipp.
Like when going through the Old Testament, even.
Yeah, he'll say things like speaking of something like the story of the Exodus, he'll say, and Jesus parted the Red Sea and delivered all the Israelites. Right?
Wow.
Because within his conception, within his theology,
They're one and the same.
they were always one
Wow.
and the same.
It-
So
Isn't there?
it's
isn't there a
super
word for that
creepy
when you
and wrong.
associate words that are just the same word in different contexts?
It's so weird too because I even hear Christians say things now with a straight face. They will look at us and say, "No, I think you're good." Right? They'll say like, "Oh, no, I think you're good to go. You're an atheist, but you're a good person. You know, we've had an honest conversation here. You seem like a, non-resistant non-believer or whatever. I think you're good to go." And I'm just wondering, what Bible are you reading that says I'm good to go as a non-believer?
Bible in here, Jay. Bible in here.
And you get the opposite end of the spectrum where they're like, yeah, the Bible says we should repeal the 19th Amendment. And it's like, where? Where does it say that?
Don't get me started on
They
that.
do
That's
say
been-
that.
I
My
don't.
favorite quote that I've heard a Christian say like recently was, well, we all know that it says in the Bible, God created dinosaurs on day 6.
Have you all been?
Sure he did. What
Have you all
day did he
seen the
create
recent-
birds?
Go ahead, Doc.
What day did he create birds?
That's
Yesterday.
The order's
that
messed up.
I should
It's
throw
so-
this off.
Have you all
Because it's bad science, Robin. We don't have the calendar. The calendar is for good science. Good Science Sunday airs correctly on Sunday every week.
A lot of people have been saying that. It's like, why is Bad Science Sunday on a Friday?
You got to lean
Which-
into it.
Honestly,
So that-
2 weeks
yes,
ago,
that
2
was
weeks
the
ago,
fifth day.
yeah,
not the
2 weeks
sixth
ago, me, Jay, and Nitty did a stream on Yakub, and that was
Yes.
more of a Bad Science Sunday than this is. Nobody.
Yeah.
Yo,
But
I think we
Maya,
broke
I
everybody's
watched
brain.
that. I watched that whole stream.
Mhm.
From when I joined, which was not that far into it, and how was that not a Bad Science Sunday? Like
I don't know.
That was
I was actually I was looking for videos, and I was in Gather, and I didn't realize I didn't turn my mic off.
Oh yeah, you started playing it. Yeah, and
Right,
we
and
were
Jay's
like,
like,
"What the hell are
"What
you
the
listening?"
fuck is that?" And I was like,
Okay.
"I want to show you so badly. Let's go live."
Has anybody here seen the Black Dynamite animated TV show? They had an
No.
episode where they meet Yakub, and it's literally
Oh,
the greatest thing
really?
ever. It's the
Oh, that's
funny, like,
awesome. I
if
have to
any of
watch
you
that.
don't know who Yakub is, it's like
Well, watch the episode from.
How old
it's
is,
like
is
like the Black Hebrew Israelites, like
Mhm.
the Farrakhan like came up with this idea that white people
Oh.
were like a genetic experiment created by this like African super genius Yakub,
Yeah.
and he like through a combination of breeding programs or
Amazing.
whatever he like created
Eugenics.
white people, and it's wild.
But then they revolted and they enslaved us. So
Yeah,
that
and
was
they
bad.
inadvertently turned themselves
Oh my
into
God.
monkeys because there was no
Yes,
monkeys.
they did because they
There were no
regressed too
monkeys
far.
before white people.
Boy.
Wait! Who turned into the monkeys? I didn't even know that part.
All right, I got to go down this rabbit hole. I'm sorry. I need to go down this rabbit hole.
No,
now.
white people are
Yeah,
so
I did
stupid
too.
that when they tried eugenics, they turned themselves into monkeys.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, that checks
I
out. That's
see.
fine.
Wow. So there were white people, and then there weren't any more white people. There were just monkeys.
No, like
No, because the law of monophyly, you never escape your ancestry. So
Yeah.
what that is
Oh,
is
yes.
that all
Okay.
monkeys.
so
Yeah,
some,
we have
some were
dogs.
monkeys and some were
What that implies.
Neanderthals.
Exactly. Like we have dogs, but we still have wolves. We
Exactly.
have monkeys, but we still have white people today.
Right,
Exactly.
that's what that implies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how that
I-
happens.
Incredible.
I will never
I-
escape my
after
monkey
Wow.
ancestry.
After this stream, I'm seriously go and watch that clip when Black Dynamite meets Yakub. It's like it's
Or you
so
can watch my Coop stream and watch Jay's head explode in real time.
Yeah.
He was just by the end of it, he was just like, "I'm done. I don't have comments. I don't have what are words." It was great.
It was so much.
Is the Neanderthal like a human devolving or a white person devolving into
Yeah.
an ape?
Yes.
Is that,
Yeah.
And that's why they have
Neanderthal is a step
more.
along the-
That's why they have more Neanderthal DNA than we
In
do.
life, in
It's
this,
all
in
lining up.
this-
Wow.
this-
Yeah.
It's a different answer depending on your.
It all makes sense.
That's how things happened. Yeah.
You know,
Black
I'm glad I
racism,
stick to the
kids.
science stuff and I stay
Today
away
you
from the
learned.
social shit. Y'all can have that. Wait, no, I'm going the wrong way.
I do want to get to people in the chat who are giving me money, and we do appreciate that deeply. Jester Lord of Shenaniganery says, for $5, you did as much trouble as 5 weasels in a trench coat. Why are we building new cages made of magnets?
Uh-oh.
AR says for $5 with what the hell, this isn't Sunday, eating with the fam, so
This
I'll
is
catch you
what I
later.
said.
Congrats. Thank you.
So
so
I just want to tell
confused.
everyone, it is actually Sunday. You were all wrong.
Say,
Clearly.
can I just say, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, if any of my students happen to find this, it's not Sunday, it's Friday. I have an exam review on Sunday, or a thing on, so like we're going to do that on. It's not Sunday.
No, you're doing this in
Don't forget to set your clock back on Sunday, though.
Oh yeah, you have to fall back, right?
Is that
Especially if you
this
have kids.
weekend?
It's going to ruin your
This,
whole.
the,
weekend.
well, in the U.S., I don't know about the rest of the world.
This.
Do you think
This
if your
is
students
my
find this, they'll
favorite
look up your
weekend.
OnlyFans?
Funny story actually. I have way back years, kids disrupted this, but I used to play paintball like a lot. And my friends and I, we had a paintball team way back in the day called Zombie Defense Force Local 42, which is a Hitchhiker's Guide reference because we're all giant geeks. And so I would play paintball with a camera on my mask, and I'd put my games on YouTube. And like it was a reasonably well-known channel in the very small community of people who play paintball regularly, to the point where I'd like go to a game and people would be like, "Oh, you get the YouTube channel," and people would see it. And in the spring of 2020, in the pandemic semester, when we transitioned to online, at the end of the semester, my students found that YouTube channel.
Oh wow.
And so then I had a bunch of, I was sent via email a bunch of memes that students made using screenshots from my since defunct, because I don't have time anymore, paintball YouTube channel.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, they're out there. Students are. They'll find you.
Stuff, man.
They'll find you. Yeah.
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 So,
Actually, yeah, a lot of teachers, students have a way. Actually, gosh, a couple of years ago, I remember a lot of teachers being fired because, like teachers, not like professors, because they had the parents had found their OnlyFans.
There was a professor that got fired not too long ago because they found his adult content.
Wow.
They didn't say if it was OnlyFans, but
Tap, if they ever find our
kidding.
OnlyFans, man, it's over for you.
I always tell them, look, this job don't pay. This job don't pay what y'all think it pays. We need that. We did it because we need the money. We need the money.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
You
are
see
you
what-
a teaching professor, or are you a research? Are you just a researcher?
Oh, I'm both. I'm one of them. See, they don't pay me enough, and they try to get me to do 2 jobs.
I'm just teaching. I'm
No exaggeration.
just teaching.
And Tap, you're just research, right? Or do you teach?
Yeah, I'm a postdoc.
You've never taught, right?
Not.
Well, he's a
formally,
postdoc.
no.
Postdocs are.
Well, no,
it's
like
not
never
that.
though, like which is
No,
unheard of.
no, like as part of my job, I've never taught. I've never been a teaching assistant. I've only I did
That's crazy to me.
grading and I did do some tutoring, but
So no.
that
no.
was no.
Yeah.
Here's
No,
the thing,
it's
though.
not like you want to teach
Yeah, that
though.
was fun.
Teaching,
But you do this.
I think I'm good at teaching when I know and I'm prepared. Off the cuff, I can do better because I normally start out
Dr.
way too
Tapioca
complicated.
Weasel, I have a question. How do magnets work? Can you teach me?
Stop at you.
Wait. Exactly how many virtual photons are involved with the average table magnet? Is it infinity, 0, or a finite amount?
See, you can't give a number to a thing that doesn't, by definition, exist.
0 would be that number, actually.
What imaginary numbers do exist? They're the square root of
I
negative
don't know
one.
that that's fair
Can I
because
just,
that implies that implies that the concept of like an actual amount of number is valid in my opinion. But I see both.
How many dancing?
But what if it's a
are on top of your
useful
roof right
lie?
Zero.
What if we're better off believing it, even if it's not true?
Yeah.
I'm
Can I-
sorry. Is this a physics question?
This is a metaphysics question.
in virtual photons in magnetic interactions? I think we'd all benefit from that. Can you just validate my feelings, Tap?
Well, okay, so the thing about virtual photons
This
is that
is
you
good
can integrate
practice
them
for the
off
future.
shell. Okay, it's not even particularly helpful to articulate the concept of a number because
Okay, well, my day is
Conservation of
ruined,
energy
and
is
my
not-
self-esteem will never recover. Thank you.
that's fair enough.
Can I go back a minute ago to something Dr. Tapioca Weasel said, which
Oh
was
God,
about being a good teacher if you have time to prepare and like go through the thing. And here's the thing. I do 4 classes per week to like between 3 and almost 500 people, and I literally never give the same class twice. I have class on Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon, and like my stuff, I'll change it in between based on something.
Yeah.
In the morning, I'll make a new slide. I'll remove. It's every time is the first time. Every class
yes,
I've ever taught in my life is the first time I've taught that class, and it's also the last time I've taught that exact class. It's it's all about improv and just like go.
It absolutely is, but it's
No plan survives
experience
contact with
counts.
the enemy.
It's true.
There's a reason that you give a different lecture in the afternoon than you do in the morning, and it's because you learn something from the experience.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a pretty bad idea to go and suddenly try and teach a subject to a whole bunch of people if you have literally never contemplated the body of work you're going to be trying to instill in a decade.
Yep.
If you've just never thought about it, unless it's like truly trivial and you're teaching to actual like
Even then you got to be careful.
Exactly. Even then you got to be careful.
And then it blows up in your face.
Because there is a reason, like very simple things. I don't know why, but the example that's popping into my head is when the 911 system came out. When 911 came out, they marketed it as 9/11, which was not humorous back then. But they said they marketed it as 9/11 and it didn't work. And you know why? It's because when people picked up the phone and they're panicky, or they're young children and they don't know what's going on,
They're
they
looking for
look
the
at
11
it, they
button.
press 9, and there's no 11 on the phone.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So they came out again and they redid the whole thing with 911 because.
Well, you know why? That's almost like the same reason they got rid of numbers on the cash register. Like the whole like you give me an order and then I look around and like accurately calculate it based off the prices was like nope. So now you tell me 2 Big Macs and I'm like Big Mac, large fried, orange soda. Then like it's terrible.
I mean, do you know why McDonald's no longer has a third pound burger?
If
Why?
I was a cashier,
Because people thought it was smaller than the quarter pounder.
Your average cashier.
No, he's not lying.
Wow.
My supervisor, who's also my friend, he's wonderful and he's a fantastic teacher, and I've learned a lot from him. And he one of his things that he has conveyed to me is the saying, teaching is being able to explain the same thing 7 different ways.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. And I've experienced that with students where I go through it one way and nothing. I go through it another way, nothing. I go through the third way, nothing. You get to the 4th or the 5th or the 6th, and now that somebody in the room goes, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never taught a class, but I have TA'd, and
Spooky Bit here has a question.
Who's gonna take this one?
It's the little man in the boat.
That's a myth. That's a myth. That's a
I'm
myth.
not qualified on this.
That's a myth.
You know what?
That's a myth.
Hey, just because you're the man on the boat right now doesn't mean you need to hog it.
That is pseudoscience. We debunk it.
I got that question one time in class. How would you all feel if you get that question one time in class in front of 500 people?
I say the same thing. It's a myth. Women don't have orgasms.
Yeah, see, if somebody's asking that question in my class,
that's a problem.
Actually, Dr. Kipp, there is a question for you. For $9.99, $1.99. Sorry, Risa Keller wants to know if Yahweh has a baculum.
What's a
Dr. Dino, feel free to jump in here.
Wow.
I don't know the evolutionary history of God.
Explain what a baculum is.
Yeah, I don't even know what a baculum is.
A baculum is a penis bone in mammals and carnivores, but humans lost.
Humans do not have them.
Oh, the
we've
penis
lost
bone.
ours. Even other apes have them, but we've lost ours.
I totally have one. You guys want me to show you? Okay, I'll
we don't want to see your we do not want to see your penis bone.
Weasels do have a baculum. I just said carnivorans.
Wait, there we go. See,
you guys don't have a baculum?
Can I?
Wait, is that weird?
I do not.
You're like, is that why my girlfriend says it hurts?
No.
Wait, Dr. Kipp was trying to answer a question.
Was he?
Can I tell a story about this?
Please.
So, you guys are. I hope you're aware that in the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible, there are 2 separate stories of creation. The first is in chapter 1, and the second is in like chapter 2 through around 3 or 4, and they're very, very different from one another. If you isolate them and you look at them and you compare them, they're really different. In the second creation story, Yahweh builds, he fashions the man out of dirt, right? breathes life to him. He becomes a living being. And God, in his infinite wisdom, decides it's not good that he's by himself. So what does he do? He makes all the rest of the animals, and he does it the same way. He makes them out of dirt, and he brings them to the man, and the man names them, and there's none of them are suitable. They're not good helpers for him. So then God puts him to sleep, and the text says that he opened his side and took out one of his ribs, and from it he created a woman. Now,
How
the
does that
word, I don't know how it works, but it's magic. The word rib in that text can also mean like the whole side of a person.
Mm-hmm.
So he like took the whole side of this being, this what I think is kind of an androgynous creature, neither male nor female or both, and separated
Adam
them,
was
right?
trans?
Split them in half. There are some kind of, but not exactly.
Like
Ooh.
intersex.
So but there's a brilliant
So trans people were like God's
Semiticist.
original plan.
Yeah, totally. There's a brilliant Semiticist by the name of Zioni Zevit who wrote an article once in which he argued that the taking of the rib was actually the removal of the baculum from the man, and creating, the woman out of that. It's
Seems
a
like
bit
a crazy
problematic.
way. Yeah, it's it's a crazy way to interpret
Yeah,
that.
it really is. I don't think it quite works because the text says that he's got more than one. So that would be odd.
I
But
mean, maybe
yeah,
if
so
you
to answer the
broke it.
Is he an echidna?
question, yeah,
Wait, echidnas have
I-
multiple?
I don't know if
yeah.
God
Aren't
has a
they have like,
baculum, but
don't they have like
Adam
five?
might have.
4.
Is it four? Four, yeah, echidnas are famous for their like four-headed penis. Or...
Like it's a penis flower, kind
Yeah,
of.
that's
Kipp,
right.
do you ever have like just regular believers come up to you? Oh, I heard you're a biblical scholar, and they're just like over the moon excited to talk to you, and then it just doesn't go the way they
I mean,
anticipated.
it doesn't happen much anymore because I just never leave my house. But back when I did,
Smart.
yeah, that used to happen all the time. And you're right. It just never went really well. I'll tell you another short story. When I still went to church, I the pastor at the church preached a sermon, and afterwards I came up to him and told him, gently, all the things that he got wrong. And then I suggested to him too. I said, listen, I think I can help you, because I know some of this stuff and I feel like I know it a little bit better than you do. And he's like, yeah. He says, I think I'd like that. And so we set up an appointment to talk, and I started talking through with him a bunch of this stuff, about what the Bible is, where it came from, how to understand the text culturally and historically, and some of the things, theologically that you should keep in mind and you can do with it. And after, like, we were talking for like 40 minutes, and then after all this pastor says to me, he says, so let me ask you something. He says, that story in Genesis chapter 6, this is the story of the sons of God, the divine beings that actually
Came down and laid with
human women. He says to me, he says, that's right. So he says to me, he says, do you think those are like actually like angels, like that the angels came down and had sex with women? But the crazy thing about this is that, like, he was serious. Like, he was looking for an answer from me that yes or no. I actually think that at one time in history, the angels came down and had sex with people. Like, that's the kind of answer that he was looking for.
Right.
And at that point, I'm just kind of like,
yeah, he's not getting it.
Oh goodness!
I know we have to.
I think that's it. I think we're done.
Wait, real quick.
I really feel like that was just like my experience when this one girl asked me. We were looking at this map of the United States, and it was one of those ones where like it's just the U.S. So like Canada and Mexico is all ocean and everything. And we were talking about. I was like, yeah, I'd really love to drive up to Alaska one day. And she's like, what do you can't drive to Alaska, it's an island. And like, no. And it's literally her level of analysis of that map is what like evangelical literalists are to the Bible.
Yes,
That is so true.
That is absolutely right.
That reminds me so much of people.
Wow.
The people
That's
using
when
like
you're
the
just like, you know what,
man.
this relationship just ain't gonna last.
Okay, I want to make it clear. Like, I was not dating this woman. We were friends. I just got to make that clear.
I find this too. Like, I even have colleagues who don't believe in evolution, and they like play the whole game of like, well, if you could just prove it to me, if you could just show me, yeah.
Like
yes.
Evolutionary biology?
Yes.
Evolutionary biologists?
Yes. These are they're not evolutionary biologists, but I work at a Catholic university. So I have other people.
Okay, wait. Are they biologists or like?
I won't even tell my students who they are because I'd fire them.
What do they? Oh, Jay's connection is dropping. I need to know too. This true. What do they teach? But wait, Doctor, Dad. What do?
Dude, the deep state got him.
Hang on, go to
I keep getting disconnected.
I'm about to everybody though. But Jay, we need to know, what do these people teach?
They teach biology. They don't teach biology. They don't teach biology. They teach like dumb shit. They teach like AMP, or they teach the stuff you can like go through and like.
Yeah.
How do you teach AMP without it, like just an understanding of like?
I know.
Basic.
They sit there and they pretend it was all designed.
I mean,
is it AMP or ANP?
Sorry,
anatomy and physiology. Yeah.
Okay.
How do they explain the coccyx?
I don't know how they explain anything, but that was kind of my point, was that there's a certain degree to which they'll say these things to me and they'll want to have these conversations, and I'll go, we don't even need to talk about this because
they're supposed to talk about vestigial structures.
It's part of their
fucking job.
The Catholic Church is okay with evolution, though. So
but that's
the crazy thing to me too.
Because
America.
First of all, I don't think they really are, right? I think the Catholic Church is okay with theistic evolution, which is not scientific. Yeah. And I think most people, to their credit, don't buy the Catholic Church's gaslighting. They're like, no, evolution means we were not created. So if we evolved, then my religion's not true. And that's where I come in. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
No, I mean, most people do believe that God guided the evolutionary path.
Yeah, and I don't play that.
It doesn't mean not guided.
Right.
Yeah, my line on this, I've gotten this question a few times over the years, and my line on this is, I don't care what you believe, I don't care where you're coming from, you just got to show me that you understand the stuff that I'm teaching. If you show me you understand it, you're good. I don't care what you believe at the end of
I agree. So my only point is this: when I'll say to somebody is, it sounds to me like you don't think evolution can be true and your faith be true at the same time. And it sounds like you're not ready to let go of your faith. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
Not my job. Had people tell me, this is a direct quote: if the earth is not flat, then God isn't real.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you say to a person like that? Like,
was it Pitch Lumen that said that? Because Pitch Lumen definitely has said that, like in exactly that chain of words. Sorry.
They're like the biblical God. They're not wrong, really. I mean,
yeah, I know. They're actually
it's true, right? Yeah,
it is kind of correct a little bit.
If you're gonna interpret
Old Testament cosmology,
but that's my point. My point is they've gotten to the point where their cognitive dissonance is so strong that they think they can come up to an evolutionary biologist and be like, oh, you can't prove this to me. And they think that's they literally think somehow I, as an evolution, cannot demonstrate evolution to them. And I just go, okay, you're right. Like, I don't even know what to talk, because if they were if they were seriously interested in it, they wouldn't need me. They go look into it, and then they find, and there's no need for the public embarrassment.
can't make
So
them understand evolution, though, Jay. That's the problem. You can tell them about it and teach them about it and tell them all the little facets and how all it applies ecologically and everything, but you cannot make them understand it, and that's the problem.
yes,
Well, that's the.
I have a question. Which is worse, a biologist who doesn't believe in evolution, or a geologist who thinks the Earth is young? Because I deal with those people.
we deal with both, right? We deal with both in this
Are
world,
there-
this crazy
Oh,
world we
He's
live
an
in.
electric universe physicist.
No, I would say that the equivalent physicist would be a physicist who doesn't believe in atomic theory.
Yeah, no, that's
Wait,
I think so.
Is there?
Is that
there-
a thing?
Is that a thing? Yeah.
Because
No.
we can say like, is Andrew Snelling younger? No, but there's younger geologists, right?
Wait, Snelling is
There's
older?
not any.
Isn't
I'm not
Snelling-
aware of any
I think
younger.
he's young Earth, isn't he?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not aware.
No, he's a flood
I'm not
guy.
aware of any
Yeah,
electric
I think.
universe physicists
I mean,
either.
In my professional opinion, Snelling is a grifter, but that's just
Well,
me.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
In my opinion, I think we're in the transition period. I think the Darwinian revolution is not complete, and I think it'd be really hard to go to anything biology related, medical school, dentistry, any of that now, and get through without a solid foundation in evolution. But
I
10 or 20 years ago, that literally wasn't even the case.
I 100% agree with that. You cannot, and going back a few minutes to talk about anatomy and physiology, I mean, yeah, you could explain how a kidney works in the absence of evolutionary theory, but you can't explain why a kidney exists the way it is and works the way it does in the absence of evolutionary
Yes,
theory.
and I think for far too long that was considered not essential information if you were going to be a medical doctor or something like that. I think our thinking on that has changed, but I think that's what explains why I have colleagues who are medical doctors who
Jay,
reject evolution.
Our mutual friend Sal Cordova literally just had a video on this talking to
friend.
some other, it was on some other channel, but he did an interview about how medical schools don't need evolution. And like, yes, you do.
Yeah, exactly.
The reason lungs are
You do if
shaped
you want to
the
do
way
research.
they are, right? Like lungs, intestines, kidneys, they all do this thing where they have specific adaptations to increase surface area to accomplish a specific job. But they all three of them do it a different way. Why they do it a different way, only evolution explains that, right? Because otherwise they're three different organs that do three different jobs, but all three of those jobs are made more efficient as a function of surface area. You increase the surface area, the efficiency of whatever you're doing.
It's a huge problem in all of biology.
Right.
Yeah, but Dan, common design.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Grayson, I will.
Why are my lungs? Why are my
lungs?
lungs swim bladders? That's what I want to know.
No, but that's the answer I got. The answer I get is common designer. Common designer used a common template, and I'm just like, you're staring at the evidence. You're staring at the evidence
has
and
no
just coming up with
imagination,
something
so
else.
everything
The way they are, but which developmental tissues they come from and pouch off of, and like it's, you cannot understand why things that fundamentally have the same set of constraints have very different structures and operate on very different principles unless you understand the differing evolutionary histories of each of those distinct structures.
So not to go on a total soapbox about this, but I think that this is largely indicative of shifting values in education itself. Biology, and you got to remember, like, I'm in a department where I have to say biology for the sake of biology. I have to say biology, because when I say biology, most people are what we call like pre-health sciences, right? They're physician's assistant, physical training, dentist, doctor, all that type of stuff. Yes. And so like most, like a lot of our education system, those fields are seen as very practical. It's not about understanding biology. It's about getting the degree so you can make a lot of money, so you can get the big house and do all the things. So for people like that, education was never about understanding where things come from, the origin of things, it was all about, what do I need to know so I can go to med school so I can make money. Right. And so I just think we've realized at least a lot of us that are like pedagogically driven have realized that was kind of bankrupt, and we kind of made people who are now making a lot of money and they're in positions of influence, like having an anti-vaxxer who might be a hair's breadth away from literally running the health system.
The health department. My God, what the hell is that? Right?
Like,
but that's how.
It's fine.
Teeth are way too
It's fine.
Teeth are way too diagnostic for us to have so many young Earth creationist dentists who don't believe in evolution, right? Like, there's so many things about the shape and form of human
needs to
teeth.
Explain this to me.
So, like,
as someone who doesn't know anything, someone needs to explain this to me.
Teeth, when it comes to anatomy, and Doc Dino can help me with this, but when it comes to anatomy and trying to identify a species of tetrapod, the best thing that you can have is one of its teeth. Yeah,
incredible.
You'll be able to tell what you should be able to identify what clade it belongs to. What you may not be able to even if you can't identify the species, you can identify what group it belongs to. Like, this is a carnivoran, or this is a eutherian.
Every lineage that has teeth develops them in similar ways, but they all do it slightly differently. And you can see those differences in the macrostructure of the teeth, so just how they're built, the microstructures, how the crystals align together, because your teeth are made of crystals, and at even the atomic level. Some organisms will incorporate more of a certain isotope into their teeth than others, or they'll build the crystal lattices in slightly different ways.
Yeah.
Deal with silica-heavy food or something like that.
And many primates... Yeah, many primate species and hominin species we only know from teeth. And parts of jaws, all we have.
Especially
what about mustelids?
The main thing about this with humans, though, that with human dentists, that's the problem, is that we see the evolution of human teeth structures within historical time. Mm-hmm. We see the loss of the wisdom teeth among certain populations. That's happening right now, ongoing evolution in dentistry
within populations.
But here's the thing. We're missing. You guys all love biology. So understanding that these things evolved matters to you. Dentist, especially if you wanted to be think about if you wanted to be a dentist. If you came from a Christian home, why on earth would you go and then study all this stuff and then believe evolution and then be rejected? No, look, I'm a Christian. I fix your teeth. I know how to do Novocaine. And so that's what we saw. We saw it as like an engineering problem. Like can you engineer fixing people's teeth? That was what we cared about. You believing in evolution was like,
speaking of engineering, problems, hold on, just real quick. Speaking of engineering problems, go watch Jay Bundy talk to Dr. Behe. That was
it's on Michael Beverly's channel. Yeah, that's on Michael.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You talked to Behe.
It was great. It was awesome.
Fantastic.
Just that whole issue. I don't want to encourage. I don't want to encourage people to learn more about what they're interested in necessarily. Just be curious about the world around you, and you'll learn a lot of these extra little things that help inform your worldview.
I just want to say about
the curious.
I just want to say about the Behe thing. I personally, as a consumer of Michael Behe's collective output over decades, I've been waiting a solid 20 years for somebody to say that stuff to Behe to his face.
Oh well, happy to do so.
I can't believe you lured him into a room.
It's on Michael Beverly's channel. Michael Beverly.
Yeah. Do you have a link?
I know. I can find one.
Yeah, and Behe thought Jay was coming in there with kid gloves. Is what he thought, and it was so funny.
Clearly.
Did he do any research at all?
None.
He mostly just started and looked personally offended by what Dr. Bundy was saying. It was
how long did that conversation / interaction last?
90 minutes, maybe.
Something like that.
I think it was shorter than that because he quit at some point.
Really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he quit
for the whole.
I thought he would have rage quit like after half an hour. Jay was not letting him
no quarter.
Yeah, nothing.
I believe I haven't seen
you have that up on your channel too, don't you, Dan?
Oh, I have a reaction on mine. We've talked about it on Dan's channel.
Yeah, we chatted about that and a bunch of other stuff on mine pretty recently. But if you want the full thing, go over. I don't know if I can put links in the chat here, but I'm trying to do like copy and just like the text, so it's not a hyperlink, so I could put it in the.
Mod this man up.
Shift V or Control Shift V.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on Michael Beverly's
channel.
No, Jay,
if you want to just go ahead.
Oh, you got the link?
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Don't go there now, though.
No, don't do it now.
Yeah, watch it after. That's the after. Do that after.
But just so everybody has the link.
But Kipp, you should definitely check it out, and if you want to chat about it, I'd be happy to. Afterwards.
That's what I'm doing when I'm. Oh, yeah. Look, I'm almost out of wine, so.
Pretty much just Jay raging at Behe for 90 minutes.
It was fantastic.
Incredible. Wow. I gotta say, I think I think Michael Beverly does some pretty great interviews on his channel.
He does.
I've watched a bunch of them, and he does a good job over there. With all sorts of people too. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's why I liked it, because he started calling out J. Warner Wallace's backstory, and I think he's done a great job with that. Yeah. So that's why I was trying to deconstruct Behe's, because I think they all have their own little Pauline narratives that they try to tell, and they're all bullshit.
Remind me who J. Warner Wallace is.
He's like the cold case Christianity guy.
The
cold case detective.
Yeah,
but
masquerading as an
case for Christ.
Yes.
Yes, that is right.
Case for Christ, case for God.
Is he the one that brands everything
cold
case
case
Christianity?
Yeah, cold case Christianity.
Case for Christ is Strobel. Strobel was a
that's Lee Strobel.
J. Warner Wallace is cold case Christianity.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
Kuro, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist.
Geisler and Turek.
Frank Turek.
Yeah, Frank Turek.
Frank Turek.
Do y'all know what I just found when I looked up J. Warner Wallace? There's cold case Christianity for kids investigating Jesus with a real detective.
It's a whole, and honestly, I think that's some of the best work that Michael Beverly did on Wallace, was to show that he's basically carved this into like a cottage industry, right?
Yes.
He's written like 6 or 7 books and basically marketed this whole brand. Like he's built a brand.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's incredible.
I have to read this, don't I?
So
I have to go down this rabbit hole.
Which one?
Okay. The cold case.
The cold case Christianity?
Do I have to go down this rabbit hole now? I go down
Dr. Dan, I'm teaching Darwin's Law next semester. I'm going to teach about Kitzmiller and all this type of stuff.
Nice.
We should chat about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
So I do want to just get some house cleaning out of the way. Sinister Porpoise, 45 minutes ago, wanted to know where the math and math adjacent nerds are.
Well, on that note, yeah, you got Grayson and Tap.
You got there. You're all.
You
are you math adjacent?
I don't count.
I'm sure can totally.
I'm a biologist and I do computational stuff, but I'm also a drummer, so I say I can only count to 4.
Me no do math. Me do rock.
Yeah.
Do I have to get out my whiteboard? Is there a question pending?
No, everybody understands physics equals math.
You want to know?
And for $2,
can I just?
Robin says, "Congratulations, you are a goddess."
Thanks, Robin.
I just want to clarify.
Maya, can you grab this comment from Thea?
And Robin is moving. Robin, hope the move is going all right. Robin's tired.
Oh shoot, that one. So let's be clear here. Frank Turek doesn't actually have a PhD. He's got a doctorate degree from an evangelical Christian seminary in apologetics, which isn't a real thing.
Yes.
Divinity too, right? Apologetics,
it's a degree in hocus pocus
or something like that.
It's in the
doctorate in divinity.
Doctorate in hocus pocus.
I thought that's what it was.
His is actually it is a PhD. That's what the degree is designated, but it's in apologetics, and it's accredited by. Well, it's the accrediting agency is like the Association of Christian colleges and seminary.
So
I
from
talk
It's like Ken
or something,
Hovind's
right?
PhD. It's a PhD. It's just
Well,
nobody
let's. I mean,
cares.
it's
I think it's a step up from
it's
that,
a
it sounds
step.
like.
It's a step up
Like-
from Ken Hovind's degree in that he actually
doesn't
had
it-
to take classes
Yeah, to do things.
and
Oh, okay.
write papers.
Oh,
Okay,
Well,
that is a
Ken
step up.
Hovind
Beyond
had
that-
to write a book that he started with "Hello, my name is Ken Hovind."
Well,
Okay,
that's-
so
okay.
I gotta
Frank
say,
Turek is
I
actually similar to Ken
I was a
Hovind
coward.
in some ways. In that I like because I've debated. Well, I've talked to both Frank Turek and Ken Hovind, and it really felt like very similar talking to both of them because both of them don't really have that much of a knowledge basis outside
Hovind
of
and
their
who?
specific
Sorry,
script.
you talked to
Turek.
Kev Hovind and who?
Frank Turek.
And Turek? Oh yeah, he's an
Yeah,
idiot.
they both
They're
have scripts. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
yeah,
both
but
have,
they're
like
in different ways. They're idiots in different ways. Like Frank Turek
Right.
has like actual useful good knowledge about something. Kent
Something.
Hovind, as far as I can tell, does not.
Nothing.
he
Frank
talked
Turek
told
doesn't-
me a lot about duck penises when I was at Dinosaur Adventureland.
Frank
Fair
Turek
enough.
doesn't realize that getting his tits removed was gender affirming care. That's
This
Well,
is
but
true.
The point that I
Oh,
was
he's
trying
that
to
guy?
Yes.
The point that I was trying to make was that while they both have this dialogue tree of a script, Kent is actually much better on his feet than
Yeah,
Turek. If you try
I
to veer
refuse to
away
believe
Oh,
that.
Kent's
No
I
way.
believe
good
that.
on his feet.
when
No,
you
Kent's
try to
good on
veer
his
away
feet.
from Kent's script, Kent will make a funny joke. But when
Yeah.
you veer away from Frank Turek's
Oh.
script, he literally doesn't know what to say. When I was talking with him and we got down to the point and I just blasted through each argument he had for God's existence and like he would just abandon one as soon as I don't go down his dialogue tree, he abandons it and moves to the next. Every single time. Like we got to fine tuning. I'm like, I'm still not convinced the universe even is finely tuned. And he just goes, what?
Kind of like
I
what
didn't know how to
Dave
do
McQueen
anything.
does, Grayson.
So, Kent's never been like you could say a lot about Ken Hovind, but I have never seen that.
BS. I thought a BHG to apologize was really a BS. That's so good.
You're doing the tweet.
Oh, it's so good.
Just gotta hand it.
I think I'm the only one here without a master's.
I thought a PhD in apologetics
have
was
a
really a
master's.
BS. That is so good.
That's funny.
I don't have a master's.
Okay, well, I feel
Well,
Because he skipped it to
My
get a
title is
PhD.
just parody of Ken.
I don't have a master's. Says
And
Ted.
folks, it's almost midnight for me, so I'm gonna jet. I'm gonna say goodnight, and
No, thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you for having me, and congratulations. I'm so happy for you. This is awesome, and it's been a pleasure just hanging out with you all. But I do need to go to bed.
No, you
because
do
my
need to go to bed. Did you want to
kids will
show
be awake
anything
whether
before
I'm
you?
awake or not.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I-
just
You've
no.
got
Just tell
class
everybody where to
tomorrow,
find
right?
you.
Good night to
Sunday.
your students.
You gotta.
All right, shut up. Tell everybody where to find you before you go.
All right. My channel is Creation Myths. Just Creation Myths YouTube. You'll find me. And it's this is the logo. It's the Darwin tree. You'll see.
Yes.
And I got stuff coming up. I got a thing with Kent Hovind because I can't help myself. The flesh is weak. I gotta make fun of that guy. So I got a thing with him coming up. I had a chat with Sal Cordova that I'm going to be airing. I had a really cool conversation with Mark Reed. I got that coming up. Yeah, I got fun stuff happening soon.
Yeah, we got it. We got to chat. We got to chat.
I know.
before
I know.
Amazon.
Jay, I've been meaning to email you for like.
It's
2
all
weeks.
good. No worries.
That's
No
what
worries.
set up. So thank you all, and Maya and Dr. Tapioca Weasel, congratulations.
Thank you.
Next stop 10,000.
That's right.
All right.
See you all later.
Thanks for
Have a good night.
coming in.
Same for you. All right, sleep well.
You got Homer on your bookshelf. Wow.
He's
Did
got
you see
a
that?
quite
He's
collection.
got Homer on his bookshelf.
He reads. I don't know. How do you guys have time to read?
I'm just
Kip, you
saying,
Kip, you
though.
got a lot of books back there. When do you read? I don't know. Who are these academics that read? I don't have time.
Me neither, man.
So,
Really
I mean,
quick, Jester Lord of Shenaniganery for $2 wants everybody to stop mispronouncing smelling esteem.
Understood.
Apologies.
And,
I'm sorry,
quick,
Dr. Kipp, go ahead.
Well done.
A while ago, we were responding to a comment by Thylaka Leon. I just want to say, love the name. Really cool animal to reference.
Yeah, so none of
man.
us know what that they're referencing, other than it's presumably the skull in the.
Yeah, no, Dapper
Oh,
and
do you want to
Doc
see it? It's
Dino.
really weird.
Yeah, we want to see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
By the way,
so-
you should have.
I'm sorry,
screen
Bree, please
shareability.
forgive me.
It's-
I'm sorry.
It's a carnivorous wombat.
Oh.
A carnivorous wombat. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
It's
Look,
the
sounds feisty.
I think it's the only carnivorous non-dasyurnid marsupial in Australia, isn't it? Or it was, because it's extinct now.
I don't know. Just sent it.
Is the marsupial
sent the
lion
link
not
to you on Discord tab.
Thylacoleo
you
is the
should be able
marsupial
to
lion.
Share the screen on EVMux.
Share, yeah.
Okay.
There's a
Can I
share
share-
screen.
There
yeah.
should be a share screen thing underneath.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Yeah, then I'll
Wait,
just share Google
Zach
Images.
knows how to share. He does it all the time. Where are we at? There we go.
To be clear, though, the Thylacoleo is the lion, the marsupial lion,
Well,
Yeah,
it's called the marsupial lion.
but
It's
it's not actually a lion.
weird.
Dude,
more like
that'd
the
be
giant-
awesome, and I would hate to like
Are they
find
extinct?
myself against.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is the drop bear.
this is the drop bear.
Yeah, don't
It has
sucker dropping.
These
it
giant
actually-
dagger-like incisors that it would use to just chomp through the skulls of its prey.
Is
I
this
want
a
you to-
marsupial?
God.
Yeah, and I want you all to look at these back feet. Like
Mhm.
this thing can hang on to its branch with its back feet and swing
was a
down and
climber.
grab you.
It
That's
also looks
premium
like it can
content.
swim
Wow.
not bad. If that looks like it could be webbed a little bit, and if it is, this thing could probably swim pretty well.
Yeah, it's
I don't
got
know,
scary.
but it was
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
terrifying.
Hey, while you're Googling stuff, did you want to show everybody what an echidna penis looks like?
That might get the stream taken down.
Ooh.
But yeah, here's the skull too. It has such a weird skull.
It didn't have the big canines. It had big
Big
incisors.
incisors.
Yeah.
I think that we're all over it, and we want to see the echidna penis.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna back that. And let me tell you, trust me. Have we ever gotten a stream just straight up taken down? Because I don't think an echidna penis.
I have on
would do
several
it.
occasions.
Look,
It wouldn't do
just
it.
make
It
sure
has.
that the echidna is of age, and we'll be fine.
I've had YouTube yank
I-
me from the internet while live.
Yeah, we're not talking about you. We're talking about Maya. And Maya is very careful. She always has a white co-host on. So
so the algorithm should know. It should know. Hey, it's just us good white people here.
I
I'm just
the world is
saying.
a fucked up place,
I'm
man.
the darkest white person here.
Where's
All
the
right.
penis?
All right, give me a second. I'm trying to find
I
something
got it.
that I don't trust you.
No,
Yeah,
come
no,
on. I do. Hold on.
Wait.
Oh dear.
Oh
Wait.
wow!
Oh my
Would you
God.
Worse than I
fucking
thought.
stop? This
No,
is my
I will
channel.
not stop. Oh, fine. Okay, I'll
It's
Hold
worse
on,
than
I'm
I
trying to
thought.
find a different.
No,
different
like I
graphic.
said,
If I keep
look,
pressing my luck, Maya will actually not let me have the ability to do the thing.
I was actually about to say as much. Give me
Can
a
we just
second,
move on to the next
guys.
question?
Yeah, we're just teaching Kill all kinds of interesting things about biology today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Brie was right. I was wrong. There are 4.
It looks like a hand.
There are
Yeah,
fights.
like a little
Bree
baby
knows penises.
hand.
A high five.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I love how it just keeps
That was
going
good
back
for
to
me. It was
that
good for
Circumcise
you.
that.
look of abject horror.
guess
Would
it's-
either of you like to? Last time we talked about this, you guys were talking about the utility of having 4 penises.
Who is you? You said
Bree can take
either
that.
of you,
Oh,
which
Bree and
implied
Dad.
a
I know it wasn't
I
me.
assume that based on the rest of that context, that we could work that out. Like who else?
like that, but that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting straight to
Oh my
the
God.
let's analyze this.
Oh, you know what? I took that down too quick. DC just rated us right as I took down the echidna penis. Holy shit!
Oh goodness!
DC, you got to see the echidna penis.
Well, they're gonna have to rewind because I actually exited out of the
Maya.
tab.
Okay, no, hold on. If you right click
Damn
on
it all.
on the bar, there should be reopen close tab.
No, I have one of those old computers that don't do that.
Wow. Okay, hold on. I guess I'm gonna have to Google echidna penis now.
You know, What else looks weird on an echidna is that their sperm, they don't move like ours do and like race each other. They form a big group like a
ball.
tentacled monster and make their way to the egg. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
There's a lot of
Right.
animals that actually do that. I knew ants did
Right.
that, but
Behold the four-headed echidna penis.
All right. So final recommendation. There's a biology book called Sperm Wars. It's a good read.
Is
It'll
it about
it'll
chimpanzees?
it's about lots of
Whoa,
adaptations.
whoa, whoa! I don't recall allowing anyone else to show penises in the stream.
Wait,
So fuck off with that bullshit.
I love you, Maya.
No, like there is no showing of penises if this is not your channel.
All right, I'm out. You know what? It's after midnight, and I can't. And my penis isn't welcome here.
I
So
want to clarify for the sake of, like, all the algorithms.
wait, the
that
last one was not an
I was
echidna.
showing an animal penis.
We don't care.
you know,
No,
A lot of people will really
no,
appreciate the added
this is
context
fucking
there.
YouTube.
Maya,
They
it's-
don't
it's-
care.
Maya,
But
it's
just
Friday
trust
night,
me,
and it's
bro.
almost midnight. I thought we were friends, and now I find out my penis isn't welcome here.
I mean,
Wait, Jay. The
What's a-
last
what's a
one that
boy to
was
do?
shown, are you saying that was not an echidna?
Yeah,
Do we
well,
need to check it again?
So
it's
Jay,
an adaptation
sounds-
for Polly. You know.
Jay, it sounds like you might need to launder some dick pics.
everybody.
So
All right, no, DC. If you, I don't even know how to get a hold of her. I wish,
Oh,
because I would love to invite you in here. I can't tell you
I-
how appreciative I am. We were stagnating at like 985 or some bullshit, and
The raids.
yeah, well, no, so Al Trucker and Dr. Tapioca Weasel started harassing the fine Miss DC here, and she finally relented and told 30 people to sub to us, which is
Unbelievable.
why we have this illustrious echidna penis stream.
Thank you so much, DC.
You're welcome.
So everyone, sub to DC.
Yes. Thank
Yes.
you, D.
All right, Maya, I'm gonna head to bed. I'm tired.
Thank you, Dr. J, for coming through. Really appreciate you.
Oh, congratulations, Tap.
Good night.
Great to see the
Jay.
rest of you. Hit me up. We'll do things on the interwebs.
All right.
All right, good night, everybody.
Awesome.
Fans content.
Later.
Yeah, watch that debate. All right, I'll see you guys
definitely.
later.
I am.
So hemi penises, right? I mean, that's the proper term for a monotreme penis. And all monotremes have hemi penises, either the four-headed echidna penis or the two-headed spiny platypus penis.
And koalas are
Echidna's just
bifurcated as
two.
well, right?
That was 4.
Wait, koalas, really?
I think they
Okay.
have a bifurcated penis, right?
So when when a echidna, when it only uses 2 of them. It has the fork, so it has backups if something happens to the other ones. But only 2 of them were ever active during.
So wait a
during-
minute.
Okay.
God is giving other animals
redundant-
backups, but we
redundant
don't get any
penises?
backups. We got
They
one
get-
shot at this thing, one
They
opportunity.
get 2 backups. And the 2 that they have can fire independently, so they can
Okay,
make
this is not
twice
fair
the
at all.
succession. Yeah, so
I feel like
there's no
I feel like
worry
ripped off.
about finishing too early for her because you got a second round in the chamber already.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like this. If there
Well,
was
clearly,
if we were actually
the
designed
one true
by
God
an
is an
engineer,
echinid.
yeah, God should be an echidna.
How many heads does Yahweh's penis? How many heads is the Holy Spirit?
No, it's a. I told you, it's a perfectly
It's a triune
circumcised.
God.
It's 3 and 1.
God's got the triple fork. Let me tell you.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
but-
getting deep on this one. This is what I would like to call eschatology hour.
It's actually the structure is closer to or like it's almost closer to reptiles than it is to modern mammals in the structure of the penis of a monotreme, because they're so basal in the on the mammalian evolutionary line that they're it actually looks more like what our ancient ancestors, when they were still mammal-like reptiles or therapsids, what their penises would have looked like.
Wow.
Yeah. Now the baculum's only been around about 200,000 years.
That's what I call a blast from the past.
Well, you know.
There you go.
Thanks, I'm here all night.
Sorry, I gotta hide this curly mess.
And
What? Why?
I think Porpoise asked me a question like a long time ago, Maya, but I think it's probably lost now. They wanted me to like, explain something, but I forgot what it is.
Also, actually, I will say with my hat,
Porpoise, can you ask the
question here?
Sorry, can you ask the question again? Because I have no idea what Grayson is talking about.
Pachycephalosaurus?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, why did birds secondarily lose their penises? Or some groups of birds did anyway.
Is this the setup to a joke, or
no? It's a real question. I thought maybe the dinosaur guy would want to.
I have no idea. I study dinosaurs. I don't study birds.
From John Oliver,
that birds are dinosaurs.
Penis.
It depends on the clade of birds.
Wait, what about John Oliver's penis?
Some birds have penis. Some ducks lose their penises.
Why?
Yeah, it falls off at the end of the breeding season.
Yeah, so then like
does it grow back?
Yeah, the next breeding season.
Do they get a new one?
Well, it's not the same as our as like a human penis.
Oh,
it's a temporary structure. And the females are corkscrewed up inside too, the opposite direction.
Get into the fiasco that is duck reproduction. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
But there is so many ducks. I mean,
yes,
it must work
because it's successful, but it's still horrifying.
It's my gosh, we got 2 hats on the stream.
We got 3 hats. I didn't want to be, I couldn't let Doc have the only hat out
here. This is a toque. It's not a hat.
It looks like a beanie. I count beanies as hats. I apologize to all the hat.
It's not a beanie. It's a toque.
What's the difference between a toque and a beanie?
It's a silly fool of a toque. Anyone? Gandalf? No one?
When you're in Canada, all the toques.
Wait, really? Like Canadian?
So a toque is a Canadian beanie.
Whoa.
But it's not. No, a beanie is an abomination of the Canadian toque.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's strong feelings on this. I don't know what I stepped onto.
Are we all getting our hats? Maya, you need to go get a hat.
Yeah, Maya, you got to get a hat.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but you're the only hatless.
I don't know what a hat is. I honestly don't own one.
You don't own a hat?
You don't own a hat? I do not believe you. You live in Baltimore. That's bullshit.
I drive from heated garage to heated garage. Like, why the fuck would I need a hat?
Yeah, that's not how that works, Maya. You have a hat. You're a liar.
Okay.
Oh, Maya's just embarrassed of her hat. It must be a really bad one.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would spend money on shit you don't wear.
Here, someone send Maya $20 so she can afford a decent hat.
No, you remember, Brie, remember that stream where you and Steph had a hat? I had to go get tinfoil out of my kitchen so that I can have a proper hat.
There's a great hat for the topic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I thought I had the best hat for the stream.
Yeah. Before the stream last week, I asked, should I go make myself a tinfoil hat? And I was serious. I'll totally do that, drop the hat for the stream, right? Or just because I feel like it, because I'm a weird guy. I've got issues. Don't worry about it.
No, Blessed be he made a comment like at 3:00. He ran out and got a whole clown outfit for the stream that night.
I think I was on that stream.
Yeah, I think It was. I have it.
I remember being on a stream with you with your clown wig on. So.
Okay, then yeah.
Well,
I have.
he
I
had a
have
clown
the
wig on
wig.
last week too. So, but Maya, you had that beautiful little crown of flowers on.
Oh, yeah.
I lost my.
Yeah, that
phone.
counts.
There
That
we
counts.
go. We're all wearing hats.
Hat stream.
There you go.
Hat stream.
All right.
You
This is
got
Hannah's
it.
hat.
Screenshot this is the
My goddess
thumbnail,
crown.
okay? Hat stream.
Everyone in the chat,
That'll do.
leave a comment with your favorite style of hat. Who has the best hat gear? Let us know.
Oh, I don't know. Grayson
We all-
between Grayson and Duck Dino, sorry for me.
My
I really
hat
like
gets
Grayson's
daily
hat,
use.
and I
I
like
wear it when I hunt for
Tap's
I
hat.
mean,
dinosaurs.
look, it's no toque, but you know, the you got it.
Well, they
Yeah,
can't
but-
all be toques.
Well, Tap has ear flaps, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for the ear flaps. I gotta
Dude,
say.
this
That's
like
true.
this hat I've the ball toggles have like come off and I like need to replace them. I have worn this hat so often over the last decade and change now, actually decade and a half.
Oh,
Is there ever cold enough in your part of California to actually
Not
justify
now.
wearing a hat?
No,
Hey.
no, not now, but undergrad was in Wisconsin, so hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, Jester Lord of
Where
Shenaniganery
are you?
says yay,
Hey,
the
Weasel.
objectively correct hat. And actually this is a reference to Duck Dino, so
Nice.
Yay.
Where in
Nice.
California are you? I feel like you've told me this before. Where in
I
California?
am so I work at Stanford. I live in Cupertino, which is like
Oh, okay.
20
Yeah,
minutes
that's the
south.
Apple Town.
Yeah, it's the Apple Town. It's one of the big suburbs ish of San Jose. Yes, San Jose. There's a lot of sand blank
Got
cities out here, so like every so often I say the wrong one. And
So,
Does
Tap,
anybody
I've
know
heard-
if
I took a
anywhere-
train once from San Jose to San Francisco.
Does anyone know if globally there is any location that is just sand?
no. That sounds
I don't know.
stupid.
Well,
But,
okay, I wasn't about to just suggest that we name someplace that or anything, so we'll just move on.
But,
Is
Tap,
that a real
very
Stetson,
important
Grayson?
question.
It is
now that I
not.
know-
It's a. I think it's a Bronner. Yeah, it's a Bronner. It's my dad's old hat.
But Tap, now that I know you went to undergrad in Wisconsin, what's the best kind of sauce for a cheese curd you've had? You prefer your ranch, or do you like ketchup, or you a heathen and you like honey mustard?
no, I mean definitely of those three, definitely ranch.
You're
I
allowed
like-
to leave.
some sriracha ranch, something with a kick to it with the ranch is good. So
Okay, now
buffalo
let's
ranch.
just leave and
Ranch-
talk. You've been
Ranch
revolted.
doesn't taste like anything. I don't understand the
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Really?
so sorry
What?
you think that
Doesn't
way,
No.
Maya.
taste
Oh.
like anything.
No, I hate ranch. Like it
Ranch?
just
No,
water
water
it
doesn't
waters
taste like
down.
anything.
No, ranch waters down
No.
everything it touches.
No, that's
Oh, wait,
mayo.
wait,
No,
okay.
no,
Wait,
no,
wait.
no.
That's mayo.
Water doesn't taste like anything.
That's mayonnaise. Yes.
Are you saying that ranch tastes like water to you?
Yes.
What does mayo taste like?
That's
Does
I
mayo
don't-
taste like purified water?
crazy,
It
right?
tastes like bad eggs.
Mayo. I understand. Okay, listen to me.
Are you,
White people, you guys,
girl?
you guys really
apparently,
like this thing that is
apparently some
not.
people are
Whoa,
not able
I'm
to speak
talking. I am talking
Okay,
to
okay.
white people. Shut up. Listen, this is a PSA. Look, stop trying to make mayo happen. All right, like it's not catching on. All right, we don't need it on all of the shit. We don't need it in like all of the salads. Like, shut up, Grayson. Put your hand down. Like, I'm talking. God damn it. Look, it's not fetch. It's not cool. It doesn't taste good. All right, like fine. Like, sometimes you just got to take it back to basics, right? Little salt, little pepper, mwah. It just. Look, no. I don't know about this whole mayo thing. I know about ranch, all right? Because that's what black people do. Put it on fucking everything. Tired of this shit. Why is your
Everybody
dog's
likes
dick
ranch.
like
Hold on, don't
staring
harm
us in the
that.
face?
Dog.
Apparently, some people can't taste ranch. At least
Maya.
according to Google.
Is this like
That's
the cilantro thing?
wild.
Because the cilantro thing, they can narrow it down to one specific gene. If I,
Oh,
if
where it
I
tastes like
recall
soap?
correctly.
I can taste
Cilantro tastes like
cilantro.
soap.
Maya,
Well, no, everybody can taste it, but some people taste it like soap,
Yeah, I taste
and they
it
can
like
narrow
soap.
it down to one gene.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right.
Yes, that is
Amazing.
accurate. But Maya, can I ask my question? What about Chipotle mayo?
Oh, well, no, that's actual Chipotle seasoning. So, like, you actually put flavor in the mayo,
Okay,
which
okay,
is
now we're
not
cooking.
something that is always done.
Mayo
All
is a
right.
good flavor carrier. The problem is mayo, in and of itself, doesn't have any.
You
Why do I tolerate him? God damn it.
The charger.
I love how
are you still face down on the carpet?
What the hell are we hearing here?
Dr. Kill, you're not
Down on the
muted.
carpet. Oh my goodness.
why is
no.
the kidney penis still in the backstage? Why is
It's
it on
still
my
there.
screen? Get it off my screen.
Tap, you're gonna have to remove your penis.
Don't look
Don't
at
tell
it.
me what to do.
Tapioca Weasel is continuously, for the audience that doesn't see this entire time, Tapioca Weasel has continued to share that echidna penis.
Would you
Just
stop
people in-
doing that? God damn it.
Like, we can all see it backstage right now. Like, it's been on our screens this whole time.
It's tiny and in the corner.
I
all
said,
I've been
look,
looking at
I
is happening.
said
All I see.
no. Like, just fucking stop showing it on my channel. God damn.
I didn't do it multiple times, Maya.
You just put it back on the screen.
Yeah,
I literally
what?
cannot look away from it.
I said never. Holy fuck.
Thank you.
No
Thank
echidna
you.
penises. What about whale penises? What if you have Kent Hovind on and he wants to talk about whale penises? Are you going to bring it up?
Ken Hovind has never come into my stream.
You wouldn't
Oh,
host
I have a
Kent
Ken Hovind
Hovind?
debate coming up in, like, I think November.
Did you already do that? Grayson,
Yeah,
this is
gonna be
starting to
my last
be...
3 or
Ken
4
Hovind
times.
debate, so it's going to be a totally different
Grayson,
approach.
look, guys, all right. Look, it's time for your intervention.
No, Maya, you don't understand. You don't understand. This is the last hit, okay? Once I get this hit, it's done. That's it. I'm off.
Remember when AJ said it was the last hit, Maya?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can do it quit at any time. But like, look,
No, but actually,
we
for
love
real,
you.
though,
We
I
care
am
about
planning
you.
on-
I
like,
think it's time that you're like honest with yourself about, you know, how this is affecting your life.
Well, I want to say genuinely, my approach for this actually last Ken Hovind debate is to go in there and piss him off so badly that he refuses to debate me again. So that is my actual strategy going into this one. So I think it will be the final Ken debate. I don't even think I'll have a say in that, because if I am successful, he will never agree to debate me again.
Why are we doing this?
Because it's fun.
It is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's very funny as well. Like, Maya, I do this in my normal
It's
life.
super
It's
fun,
not just
Maya.
a YouTube stunt. Like, I took like 30 minutes out of my lunch today to go have like a I'm with stupid sign to a guy at the polling stations that had a little Trump flag, because I saw him on my lunch, like, and I said, I'm going to skip lunch and I'm going to write an I'm with stupid sign and I'm going to go hold it next to his flag and make fun of this guy for 30 minutes. And I did, and it was the highlight of my day. It was so
Wait,
fun.
why wouldn't you like show that when, you know, like you should have like had
Because
somebody
I
with
literally
you.
was going to, and I have it right here. Like, I bought a little Stream Boy setup that I can put my little camera here and have it on my chest and go out in the field and do cool things.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
so
putting it
cool.
together this morning, planning on going to the polls and messing with Trump supporters, and it freaking broke as I'm putting it together.
Oh,
It's a piece of crap. So I didn't get to film what I wanted to today, is my answer.
no.
Yeah, and I can confirm he pulls shit like this.
Yeah, well, yeah. Doc has met me in real life when we went to Wyoming.
You should team up with Nitty. You all have the same kind of approach.
Wait, whoa. That sounded very insulting. What did you just say, Bree? Did you say I have the same approach as Diddy?
Yeah,
Nitty.
well, yeah,
Nitty. Not Diddy.
Oh, okay.
Not
okay,
Diddy.
okay.
Whoa!
Are you-
Oh,
People
this would be fighting words.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, holy shit, Bree, like, dang.
Who are
that
we
was a
talking about?
Yeah,
nitty.
I've got like a
Nitty.
normal amount of lube that an adult should have, not 1,000 bottles, okay?
Just a normal amount, you
A
know.
normal, healthy, functional level for an adult, okay?
If you'll excuse me, I think I need to go have a lobotomy.
Make sure you bring the lube, okay? Like, you don't want to go raw in a lobotomy.
Especially
really
not if
like
you're
your
doing
hat.
the
I don't
ice
understand
pick
it.
up the eyeball route. Lube helps.
I don't know. I'm a girl. I'm
Yeah.
kind of partial to Bree's hat.
Yeah, it's tie dye.
That is so cool.
It's pretty. I'm partial to Maya's hat, so I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, I wish I had a wreath of flowers to wear instead of this.
No, you look super cute.
Mhm. But yeah, I do like the cowboy hat, though. I do think a cowboy hat looks nice. But man, ear flaps though. Those ear flaps, they're getting me.
I need ear flaps on my hat.
Yeah, no, this hat is literally. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This hat is probably my most prized possession, singularly, that I have, because it's connected to a lot of memories. There's a lot of nostalgia and stuff with it, and it's.
Does it
I mean,
have a
I got
flattened back, and were you wearing it backwards? That's what I want to know, because it looks
No,
like the ear
I was
flaps
not
went-
wearing it backwards. The way you know if you're wearing it backwards is on the back. It has this defect from where it connects in the back, and on the front
doesn't have it. Okay,
it doesn't have it. Right. This hat was I got this hat. It was handmade. I bought it on an island in the middle of Lake Titicaca in Peru.
that's
Dang.
cool.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's
So-
pretty cool.
Yeah. And they told me when they sold it to me that the only people that wear the like rainbow style, the really aggressively, obnoxious like visuals that, I mean, if you know anything about me, you know that's what I'm all about, right? Like I'm a very obnoxious person. Is our young children and ex-mayors. And there was this little old man who was sitting right outside the shop who was wearing one of these, and no other adult in town was. And so I'm pretty sure that guy used to be like the mayor of this town or something.
That logically
And you
tracks.
made a friend that day.
I mean, I bought a hat that day, so,
That is beautiful. So we have somebody who's paid $10 for a question. Thank you, Mahila Laga, who says, just got home in bad science bonus. Math question for you. What is the most absorbent dog? Golden Retriever, maybe? And how many would it take to drain an Olympic-sized pool?
My initial guess is a Saint Bernard, but that's just because it seems like they have so much fur.
I'm gonna go with an
Huskies
English
have a ton
sheepdog.
Oh, good. They're like a mop.
Yeah.
Wait, are we talking per dog or per given volume of dog?
Also,
Kind of
are they
both,
allowed
because
to
it's-
drink until they're full?
No, yeah, I think per given volume of dog is the only fair way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
Are they drinking? I thought they were
Like,
soaking it
maybe
up with
really
their
funky
fur, and then we
water.
were wringing them
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like we're soaking
I'm
them
imagining
up with
an
fur.
enormous vat, and you're
I'm
filling it
assuming
with
we're not
dog.
like drowning 100 dogs.
Yeah,
We need your methodology, Mahilia. If you can give us that, then we will be better equipped to answer this question. So if you want to follow us up,
If you
It's a
consider the
giant
dog as
vat.
a black box,
it's a giant vat that's like 1,000 square meters, and we fill it with dogs, but each one of them has a scuba system so they don't drown and they can breathe.
yes, this, and I think that it's possible Chihuahua comes out on top there.
Whoa, because they can
Chihuahua?
fit
Yeah.
together so
Hey, that's what I said.
yeah,
That's what I
it's
said.
one or the other.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
that,
like
that wouldn't be.
if
Wait, what
scaling
about Pomeranian?
You know what a
it's gonna be
Chihuahua
on
is?
that. Yes, Maya, that's my point. Is it's the
Kat,
smallest
what about a
one.
Pomeranian?
That wouldn't drain the pool though, because it would just displace all the water out of it. To drain the pool, you need to pull the water out with It needs to be a fluffy dog.
So you want
No,
a
what
dog
you gotta
with a
do
lot
is
of
you
hair.
gotta put them in, and then you gotta take them out.
Wait,
And they
guys.
gotta be trained to like do all the like.
I'm thinking
I don't know.
poodle.
I just asked Google's AI, and they're telling me the Leon Burger. I don't even know this dog. Leon Burger is a dog breed with dense, water-resistant double coat that makes it the most absorbent dog breed.
What the fuck?
If it's water resistant, how is
actual
it the most
answer?
absorbent? That sounds like it'd be the opposite of true.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, first of all, Google does
There's
have a horrible
always an
AI,
answer.
so
Yeah,
take that with a
yeah.
grain of salt. But they said the Leon Berger. Does anybody know anything about that breed?
No.
Oh, they're cute. I'm looking at pictures.
Looks cute.
They look like a Saint Bernard, so I feel like a little bit vindication there.
Hey,
Oh,
he's
well,
Richard.
they're big.
Yeah.
I have no
I
idea
don't know.
what
I
this
don't
thing
use
is.
this.
I've never heard of it.
This weird
here has owned a
EV
dog?
Mux thing.
Imagine a fluffy German Shepherd.
Here we go. I got it.
My
And
dad
I've
would
owned
never let
dogs.
me have a dog.
Look how
And
cute. They're
I
so
don't have
big.
time for
These things
Oh.
would be pretty good at absorbing water.
Are they? I
Wait a
can't.
minute.
Oh wow! Look at him shred.
That is a huge freaking dog,
Wait,
though.
no,
Oh
this.
my
That's
god!
an AI image right there.
God
But
damn.
yeah,
That's
ginormous
huge.
doggos.
Wait, go back. Oh my god, that is
Are they
huge.
related to Newfoundlands? They look a lot like a Newfoundland, except for not black.
Dude, these dogs are enormous. Yeah, but
What the hell? I've never seen anything like that.
Okay, but if we're talking about like given volume of dog, I think I'm gonna go with Pomeranian.
okay, lock
Because
it in.
they're
Now we actually have to go and
80%
test it.
fluff.
Oh wait, okay. Oh, I love Pomeranians. They are the most adorable dogs.
They're so
They're
obnoxious. though.
80% fluff.
No, they're adorable. Look at
Bark, bark,
God,
bark,
I just
bark,
want to
bark.
squeeze it.
They just never shut their pie holes. They never stop barking.
Well,
I'm just saying, I think drinking the water counts as absorbing it. In
But,
my
but
opinion.
look at this though.
it's ingesting
Grayson.
it, isn't it? Like, I don't.
But look at this though, Grayson.
They are very cute if you cannot hear them.
Now I'm sticking with English sheepdog. It's just basically a living mop.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think that we've done this question far more justice than the asker ever actually thought we would.
It was a $10 question, so you know.
I mean, and it's
I don't
not
think
actually.
this-
Different animals can have very subtly but important different qualities to, things like fur. Like owls are a lot quieter than other birds, right? Because they got the feathers that do the thing. I don't know. Please take it from here, somebody. God.
I think that tapioca weasel would be the most absorbent of the panelists.
Their feathers are so they disrupt wind currents when they fly through them and absorb sound.
I disrupt all sorts of currents.
I asked you a bird question like 10 minutes ago. You're like, I don't study birds. And now you're all,
You asked me.
let me take the
Okay,
reins
I
on
was
this one.
talking
Another
about
thing that
animals,
happened
and
10
I had to
minutes
do
ago
owls
is
the other
just-
week, okay?
10 minutes ago, Just the Tiff became a member, so we're gonna.
Welcome.
Welcome, Tiff on in. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties and vaginas. All right.
The username is so good.
Look, sorry, people are paying me, so I gotta acknowledge them.
Maya, I pay you all the time, and you.
Goodbye. Get him out of here.
Anyway, about the baculum.
Oh, that's what you bring me back with. You're like, about the baculum, and here he is.
You're the baculum of the panel. Yeah.
We are so baculum.
I don't know whether that's a compliment or not, but I feel like it's not.
Gorillas have
Now,
baculum, and
curious,
they're
what do you think is
ripped.
the largest baculum? Like, how big do you think it is?
No,
come on, you can make a guess.
Let's go with 42 centimeters.
Jesus Christ.
Over a meter, if not a meter and a half.
Oh, wow.
I have held a
really
walrus
think I must
baculum,
have
and it was 3 feet
misunderstood
long.
where we're
So
Maya,
the
how are
walrus
you
is
letting this
often,
conversation happen?
many people don't actually know this, but the walrus is often referred to as the Arnold Palmer of animals. So
Yep.
Grayson, there's
Just
a
Googled to
question
make
for
sure,
you.
and walruses can reach
well,
between
this
2 and 3 feet
question
long.
is touches on some premium content. So if you want to check out my link tree, you can find the answer therein.
It might matter what state you're in, so you know.
That's true.
Right.
If you're in the state of Texas, you cannot access the answer.
Oh
Even
wait,
though
did they ban corn in
Yes.
Texas?
Yes,
Oh, that
if I went on
sucks.
my phone right now, I could not get on Cornhub.
That's crazy. So what do they do?
I personally use Bing
Okay. Okay.
because
No,
Bing.
yeah, I've
Let
heard.
me
I've
just
heard.
tell you on this. Bing, when you have the app on your phone, no one will ever accidentally open it. Anything you put on the Bing app is safe from any prying eyes. Even if somebody's looking through your phone to find information, they will never purposely click on the Bing app. It's perfectly
Okay.
safe.
What
So
is this?
here is some educational material from Odd Animal Specimens on YouTube
This
/TikTok.
is a male squirrel's private bone.
Is it TikTok?
It's from right here.
This one's on TikTok.
It's really called a baculum, which makes me wonder, which animal has the largest baculum? Well, here's one from a monkey, and another from a beaver, and a weasel. Foxes are a little larger, but not as big as a dog's, otters, coyotes, or a badger's.
Dang.
Okay, so
A
the person here
raccoon's is slightly bigger because of the curve,
Where did they get
and
all
a
this?
bear's can get pretty huge. But the largest baculum has to be this one. Any guess what animal it's from?
Walrus.
Well, it's not from an elephant, or a rhinoceros, or a whale. Instead, the animal with the world's largest baculum is
That tracks, yeah.
a walrus.
I wish that someone would look at me the way that man looks at a walrus baculum.
I always look at you the way that man looks at a walrus baculum.
Yeah,
It's
That's
just
true.
I
I don't
shout out-
appreciate what I have, Tab. I love
I
that.
don't share it with you enough. I don't share it with you enough.
That's because that's premium content. We can't do it all the time.
Well, and again, shout out to Odd Animal Specimens from that. You can find them on TikTok and YouTube. A lot of great stuff, honestly.
It certainly was some odd animal specimens. Some apt
Also,
description.
shout out to archaeologist Flint Dibble, who a few months ago made a ranking of his top favorite baculums.
Oh, I was gonna bring up Flint Dibble actually because you guys are talking about covering Graham Hancock on this channel, and like, you guys should try to get Flint Dibble on the channel. Email him and see if he'll come on because that'd be awesome for a Bad Science Sunday co-host.
Who? I have no idea who this person is.
He was famous for going on Joe Rogan and like debunking Graham Hancock to his face in a debate. It was a glorious.
You vastly overestimate who we try and get on the channel in terms of general overall reach, not in terms of quality. I want to be absolutely
Email
clear
him.
about that. We get the best fucking people on the channel.
I'm just saying, email him. It can't hurt. I mean, I think he might come on.
Well, I wanted to say there used to be a trading post in my hometown. It's like fur trading too. And they had a little like a can, open top can on there at the register that had raccoon baculums that you were supposed to buy and use as like a reusable toothpick.
Oh,
Yeah.
People
Or
are
like-
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Hooligan is paying the Grayson tax.
Love to
I
see
think
it.
she
Love
wants
to see
like
it.
early access to that. What do you call it?
The ranch.
To the OnlyFans channel. Yes.
No, the Grayson tax is just a tax that Yahooligan has to pay every time I go on a video or stream. So this just
any
gets
video
him.
or stream.
This just gets him through the door. This is not. This is not.
This
any
isn't
premium.
like a lube flavor answer money.
So
Yeah,
like,
this
what
isn't even
happens?
close. I mean, you're gonna need a lot more than 2 Canadian. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, genuine question. What happens if he doesn't pay the tax on this channel?
Then the YouTube will take down the stream.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
damn,
Well,
pony up.
I'm glad he paid it.
Yeah, I mean, it was getting a little late for nobody to be paying that tax.
I appreciate that answer. It's complete nonsense, but it's a great answer.
We were so close
now
to getting
I-
cut off there.
I know,
Thank
I
you,
I
know.
Hooligan,
want to
for
open up
saving
an
the
Nick of
OnlyFans to show
time.
people a different kind of bone.
Yo, I will open up an OnlyFans with anybody on this channel, probably except for Maya, because it would ruin our working relationship. And I don't, I'm not about that.
You're
I
great
had an
friend, Jeff.
OnlyFans, but I don't put anything on it anymore.
Also, like, let's be fair. I got no chance, right? So there's that too.
I don't know. I mean, I would pay for some.
Does anybody have any
measles
more
plus
science
tapioca
questions
content.
out there?
Wait. We actually do have a question.
swear
DM
to
The
God.
Rocks Don't Lie Wing asks, is there an OnlyFans where someone just reviews fans? And yes, check
Probably.
out my premium content.
That would be brilliant.
That was too much for Maya. She's gone.
Maya's like,
Okay,
get it off.
quick,
I
we
got
gotta.
yeeted.
Oh, okay, nope. I
Man,
was gonna
Jay
plug the
left
stream
and
with
like
the
the internet tech demons were like, where to go?
I was about to say it's time for the echidna penises to come out in force, but I guess Maya's back now. So
Maya, you need to be
Yes,
able
this
to
the stream is
understand.
titled "Ask a Science Nerd." So we have everybody up here knows about science except me. So you're supposed to be asking
Do
questions
you have any
of them
questions, Maya?
because when you don't ask questions of them, the stream devolves into penis talk.
Psychology is a science that you know way more about than any of us do, for the record.
No,
So-
yeah, that is true.
So
But
don't not include yourself on the
nobody
list.
cares about my science. and
You literally host a science show, Maya.
well, yeah, I don't talk
you
about
are a-
psychology. I never talk about psychology though.
You are a science communicator.
Actually, I go to other
Yeah.
people's channels to talk about my field, which is
wait. Why
weird.
don't we do more like bad psychology and bad science Sunday, Maya?
Well,
Come on.
I think like the community really likes like the brain shit, and I don't give a fuck, right? So, hey, Dr.
I don't know what that
I don't
means.
even know if Dr.
When you
Chris-
say it like that, it makes it seem like psychology stuff isn't the brain shit. When it like
Yeah.
more, like by
Okay, so-
definition, more is than everything except.
I have a master's
of us
degree. I have a master's degree in behavioral psychology. So when your brain decides to tell you what to do, like I'm the person that studies that.
Here's an idea.
So I
We could
think that a
talk
lot of
about,
people are
like-
more interested in it's like, oh, what part of your brain lights up when you think about God versus, your own morals and da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, that's cute. But like I don't really care about what part of the brain does what unless you have like a head injury and I need to know how that's going to affect your behavior. I need to know that when you're put in these situations, okay, I need to know what you're likely to do when put in X situation. That's what I do. Yes, Doc.
You could talk about old and bad psychology experiments.
I have done that. Ember and I did a medical history stream where a lot of that came up and not very, I can't say it wasn't well received, but like, I don't know. Maybe it was just the delivery.
Now, there is some modern phrenology kind of stuff that you can tackle.
What, Maya?
Sir.
Just hot take.
Mm-hmm.
We could do like a historical Bad Science Sunday where instead of reviewing like a recent video,
Mm-hmm.
we review like a specific concrete, well-defined topic that was bad science, but maybe they didn't know it was bad science, and like we explore sort of how they like figured that out.
I'll
Like
think about it.
phlogiston.
Like,
yeah,
There's
something
50
like
people in
that.
the chat, poll them, see what they think. Would they watch them?
Yeah, and it.
Yeah, I mean, but we'd have to make it entertaining, right? Because I love all of you, all 60 of you. I can't fucking believe that we have 60 people here. And again, thank you, DC. However, I know that we don't have a lot of people that like politics per se, so we've got to figure out a way to dress it up in a way that is digestible to.
The other day, I had a topic pop up when I was doing my Mad Hatter stream that popped up. I didn't know what was going to be in there, but it was about the blue mass. Do you know anything about that and how it affects human psychology?
I have no idea. The blue mass. I'm just thinking of
it was a pill like back in the 1800s. It was mostly mercury, I guess.
Of course.
Mercury, we didn't even do that. Abraham Lincoln was on it apparently.
So
every day.
People were supposed to ingest mercury
daily.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And yeah, like
wait, whoa. Disclaimer though. Do not do that at home or anywhere else. Like, for the love of God, do not ingest mercury. And if you do,
fuck, what?
Don't touch mercury because it absorbs into your skin too.
Yeah, no, seriously though. And if you inadvertently do any of those things, please go to a hospital immediately. God damn.
But yeah, that's it was an interesting subject that came up alongside the hatters because they use mercury to make the hats too.
Yes, I did hear about that.
I really hope that in my lifetime that the Chinese government decides to open up the tomb of Qi Shi Huang, like the dude that they named China after, like the first Chinese emperor, because his tomb is supposed to be full of booby traps and literal lakes of mercury.
Damn.
Like, and he died by drinking mercury because he thought it was like an alchemist potion that would make him live forever.
That probably didn't work out well for him.
He died excruciatingly.
There's not much. Mercury is not a rare element, but it's not like common, right? It's pretty.
The way that I think, don't you extract you mine cinnabar and then refine the mercury from cinnabar ore?
Yeah. Which cinnabar, pretty name, really pretty rock, super toxic.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Oh shoot!
Because it's full of mercury.
It is mercury sulfide, I believe.
And there's I think there's fumes involved with cinnabar refinement that are pretty bad.
Yeah, the sulfide. It turns into sulfuric acid on top of the air.
Acid. Yeah.
That's not very good for you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Do you know
mercury
that
sulfuric acid together?
You ever heard somebody being called vitriolic? Like, vitriol is literally sulfuric acid. Like, the vitriol is like the medieval word for sulfuric acid.
So this is cinnabar.
It's very
Bring
pretty.
the boss back up. I'm uncomfortable with Maya being in the back. Freaking me out.
Well, I mean, Maya is the goddess, so it makes sense that she would be like behind, like God do it doggy style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
does that mean does that mean Maya likes a baculum? I don't think so.
Moving on.
It's good when Maya minimizes her screen because then you cannot see her like grimacing reactions to the things that we're saying on her screen.
On the screen now, they can see her.
But she was too small. You couldn't see the reactions on her face.
Here's a crystal that looks like a watermelon.
Ooh,
that's super cool.
Tourmaline, not beryl. I put in the wrong thing, but I got the right thing.
Wait, is that actually just watermelon next to it? Wait, go up.
Gosh,
is that actually
gorgeous?
Just right
What's
next?
That called?
You're like intentionally scrolling past it, like
tourmaline.
This?
Yes.
Yeah, tourmaline.
That was not watermelon. That was actually a mineral that you're clicking away from. Yeah, that.
Yeah,
no?
That's a mineral.
I give up. You're doing it.
No, he wants to know if that's an actual watermelon.
No, not the one next to it. You keep clicking on it and
not
clicking
that.
away from.
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's an actual watermelon.
This one is a watermelon.
Thank you. That's
is
all
that a deviled egg on top of it? What the hell?
I don't
He's
know.
giving me the runaround this whole
time. It's an interesting lunch.
I don't know. Let's see.
It looks like it's got peanut butter in it or something.
It's a Korean cooking recipe. There you go.
That is peanut butter.
Oh, God.
Peanut butter, a hard-boiled egg, some cabbage, and a watermelon.
All right, this is fine. Thanks, Duck.
That's so
That
messed
that
up.
that gemstone was pretty though, Maya. It really was.
No, it's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, how
Yeah.
long do we have to look at it though?
What's your favorite gemstone, hostess?
DM wants to know if there's an OnlyFans where someone just reviews fans.
I answered that already. It's on my premium content.
Ah, okay.
And here instead, I can show you the gayest mineral.
What, bismuth?
Whoops.
Okay.
Yes, she said. Is this
Sorry.
tungsten?
I'm so sorry, Bree.
Is it tungsten?
Nope, this is calcite under cross-polarized light.
I don't know. I
Interesting.
think bismuth is a little bit prouder.
But it's gay. It's gay and it's twinned. It's gay twins. It's double gay.
Calcite is a very useful crystal in optics.
Remember that picture set of the vagina caves that were made of Himalayan salt?
Maybe. Oh wait, the one that you made for me?
Yeah, the one we
Yeah, that was
thumbnail.
great.
Go.
Yeah, I did our outro. I think I put that. I think I put that in our outro vid. So yeah, for our outro vid, I didn't even properly. I was fading. Oh my god, I was so exhausted that night. I put together like a bunch of our what do you call it? Fan art, and threw it in with some music, and like I was saying to
Cool.
Tapioca Weasel, I was like, man, there's a lot of Brie in here.
I just got to highlight Volpix from the chat for backing me up here. Bismuth is gay cubed. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That is true.
That's how cubes work.
I'm trying to see. I
No,
thought I saw
it's
some
gay rectangles. They're not
three-dimensional, so rectangular prisms.
Okay, how about
anybody want to answer this one? How should we prepare for the silliness that Trump will pull on Tuesday? I'm thinking no matter what, he will declare he is the winner. Or that the election results were well, yeah, he's been doing that all year, honestly.
Yeah.
He's been preparing and priming everybody for it. Mm-hmm. He's priming people's brains to his following. They're already denying the ballots that they've received are valid. They're already prepared to say what has been submitted already through the mail and early voting is invalid. I've seen idiots on Twitter, end wokeness and stupid stuff like that, come on and make claims about stolen elections already.
So I think that what Bree is trying to say is that in order to prepare for what's to come here, it's important that if you want to save money on your flights to DC now, January 6th is going to be totally swamped. Buy flights for the 5th or the 4th and beat the crowds.
Is it all? Sorry, I'm a dumb Canadian here. Is it always on the same day, like the voting?
5th of November.
It's always January 6th.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I just realized I have a
not in that way
in my jacket.
It's voting day is always on the second Tuesday of November.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that, but like
but the actual certification is always on January 6th.
that day.
Yeah,
and the inauguration's on the 21st of January, right?
Always.
Oh wow.
But like some days are specific and some days are like defined by a rule. The world is a messed up place, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit
by the moon cycles.
I haven't seen this poll.
That's why I don't leave my house.
Probably.
83% of people think Trump will claim the elections fraud. Yeah, I think if you pull this panel, run a poll, Maya. Do you think people?
I bet that Trump saw that poll and is just like, that. They're saying that I'm winning by 83%. The polls are the best polls I've ever seen.
Also, I just had
but don't
8
trust
cactus spines in my jacket.
You did what?
I had 8 cactus spines in my jacket.
Oddly specific.
I got a big
those are
giant
things I
cactus
never find
move.
in my jacket.
I will.
All right, Dr. Kill, welcome back.
Thank you.
What's your favorite Bible fact, or what's like the thing that I don't know intrigued you or surprised you the most?
What's your favorite fake Bible fact?
Wait, no, shut up. I asked a question first.
That's a good question too.
I
So,
asked a question first, and you're like, no, fuck her. Answer mine instead. No.
¿Por qué no los dos?
There's always a bunch, but I think that the first one that popped into my head when you asked the question is the fact that perhaps the best attested historical figure within at least the real part of the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, not none of that other Testament shit. But the best attested historical figure in the Bible is the prophet Balaam, who talked to who interacted with the talking donkey. You remember that story?
Wait, the prophet Balaam?
Wow.
So
I thought that was
Seriously?
the prophet Balaam.
Huh. I did
Seriously.
not know that.
Dr.
Isn't
Kipp,
that
I was
There
actually
is-
about to
there
ask
is-
you- Sorry, I was about to ask you about the talking animals. Like, why is it that there's only two and not more? Like, why is it just a talking snake and a talking donkey and there's no other talking animals in the Bible? Like, why only two? If you're going to go with the talking animal routes, why not more?
And there's ravens in the Bible, but they don't talk, and
Right?
ravens do talk.
They don't. So yeah.
Like, it seems weird to me that there would only be two, right?
And I don't know the answer to that question. It might have something to do with like there's believe it or not, the larger collection of texts in the Bible are an attempt to demythologize their founding
Stop
stories.
trying to derail the goddamn stream.
Uh-oh, I missed that.
She's talking to
Well,
she's
no.
talking to me.
Yeah. Oh, not yeah.
Oh,
Stop pressing
she's
buttons.
talking
Stop.
to
Yeah, just stop
you.
pressing
Yeah.
buttons, please.
Well, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to
So,
distract you.
No,
from
Doctor.
animals.
I'll
Well,
just-
no,
no,
because
no,
here's
I'll-
what happens: people are
I'll
trying
just-
to talk, and then they read, and then they're like, "Oh, now I'm thinking about this," and I totally forgot about what I was talking about, and I'm kind of engaged in what he's talking about, so I don't want him thinking about other shit. Despite you two fuckers asking him other questions.
Right. So back to the prophet Balaam. Sorry for distracting.
I'll just say this quickly about Balaam. Balaam, son of Beor, who appears in Numbers chapter 22 to 24. He's a prophet who is hired by the king of Moab to curse the Israelites, who are encroaching on the borders of Moab. There's an inscription, a plaster inscription in a place called Deir Allah, which is just on the eastern side of the Jordan River, kind of on the other side of the Dead Sea. And they discover it's a large inscription, and the inscription opens. These are the words of Balaam, son of Beor, and it's like a full-on recounting of this vision, except it's very, very Canaanite. It's not remotely
Wow.
Israelite. There's no Yahweh. And basically the vision is Balaam, and he's a good guy in the Deir Allah inscription, right? Like the vision is that he ended up in the court of the gods, and they were planning to destroy the world, and he yada 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 kind of figures out how to stop it. So the inscription dates to the 8th century BCE, which is a pretty good time for dating this story about Balaam, even though the story is set hundreds of years earlier in this, at the time of supposedly Moses. The real Balaam probably lived in the 8th century or shortly before that, and made such a big impression that somebody figured they had to write this fictional story about him in the Bible. So there you go. One of the best historically attested figures in the Bible is this guy who talked to an ass.
That's awesome. That is such a
cool
Bible fun fact.
No, yeah, I didn't know
And you
that
think
guy
about
was
it,
actually real at all.
right? And I mean, there's no evidence at all for people like Solomon,
Moses,
or Abraham or Moses or, any of these people, Joshua, not,
David.
Dr. Kipp.
but,
Oh, sorry.
well, there is I would say that even though it's not very direct evidence, there is an inscription which mentions the house of David, which probably suggests that there was a guy. I think we know nothing about him, but there probably was a guy. Anyways,
Dr. Kipp, I'm curious about your
yeah.
instincts on Moses. Like, if like gun to your head, if you had to like guess if Moses was like inspired by a real guy that lived or just completely fictional, do you have any kind of instinct on? Maybe he was a real guy, maybe he wasn't, because like the name being Egyptian is weird to me.
Yeah. So, and it's not necessarily Egyptian. It could be an Egyptian name, but that's not. I mean, it's possible that it's something else too.
Hmm.
So my instinct is that, and this is what I think is really interesting, is that there's in one of the texts, the also I think late ninth, early 8th century prophet Hosea, in one of his oracles, he sort of rehearses some of the founding myths of Israel. He talks about Jacob and Esau, and he talks a little bit about the Exodus, except when he mentions Moses, he just says that this prophet. He says there was a prophet who
Hmm.
led the people out of. So I tend to think that there was, and I don't know. I think I'll put it this way. I'm open to the possibility that there could have been a guy. I don't think his name was Moses, and I don't think the story in the book of Exodus looks
Yeah.
anything like what happened. Most scholars will tell you that there was like the Exodus story, this idea of. Sorry, my dog is
No, you're
scratching
good.
himself.
Go on. We can hear
Uh,
you.
okay. This most scholars will tell you that while the story's totally fiction, it's probably based on some deep memory from this critical time in the 13th 12th century, this transition from the Bronze Age into the Iron Age, when the Hittite Empire collapsed and the Mitanni Empire collapsed, and people were burning cities in Canaan, and the Egyptian empire became substantially weakened. They have to sort of uh, close in on their own ranks. It's preserving something from this tumultuous period, right? So there
That when
probably
Egypt like
was,
had to
and I mean, we
withdraw. Is that what you like?
yeah,
Egypt withdrew back
yeah.
into.
So
Okay.
Egypt controlled the Levant, right? They controlled
Hmm.
that whole region up until probably the 12th century, when it just sort of it diminished over like a period of about 100 years, to the point where when you get to like the 11th 10th century, Egyptian influence is not very strong there. And that's actually at the time when you start to see these small kingdoms emerge, the kingdom of Israel and Samaria, the kingdom of Moab, the kingdom of Edom, the kingdom of Aram in Damascus. So it's like, yeah, it's within this vacuum created
Maya,
by Egyptian contraction.
And there's
am
that
I
seems
allowed
to be
to
People
a.
ask
start
Dr.
to.
Kipp one more follow-up question, Maya, or have I lost my asking Dr. Kipp
She
Oh,
questions?
she's gone, man.
I
Maya's
She's
have
gone.
no idea what
No
just
one's here to
happened.
stop me, so I'll just ask you. Like, I've
wow.
heard some speculation that like the Exodus story and the Abrahamic originals or origin story are like two different origin stories that at one point could have been claimed by two different groups of people, and then there was like a fusion of these cultures into like the
Yeah.
Israelites or the Hebrews or whatever, and they combined their
Yes.
origin stories into Genesis and Exodus.
So this is kind of the interesting thing in that oracle from Hosea 12 that I mentioned, is that it seems to separate the Jacob stories from the Joseph Exodus stories, and assigns them to like these two different kingdoms, to the kingdom of Israel in the north in Samaria, and then the Judean kingdom in Jerusalem. And at the time, right, like just to give people a sense here, from the time of the founding of the kingdom of Israel and Samaria, it was probably the most the largest, wealthiest, most powerful kingdom in that small region. The kingdom of Judah in the south and Jerusalem was like nothing. It was like a little fort, basically.
Until
The
the
house of
Too
David,
good.
until the Assyrians invaded and they wiped out the northern kingdom. All these people from Samaria and from the north, huge numbers of them, migrated south. In fact, I think it's over a 10 or 20 year period in the 8th century, the city of Jerusalem, the population exploded by a factor of 10. Like it just absolutely like blew up into like, and that's what happened is Judah kind of filled the vacuum. These traditions from the north kind of filtered in. There's this feeling of accommodation, this cross pollination of very closely related but still different, slightly different cultures.
Wasn't there
So
Babylonian
yeah,
conquest too during that time?
that's later. That's later.
Later? Okay.
So that probably happens another 150, 200 years later. There's probably actually, in terms of actual like history of the kingdom of Judah, it's probably only about 150 years, basically from the time of Ahaz and Hezekiah. There's like four kings. There's Uzziah, then Ahaz, then Hezekiah. Hezekiah's son is Manasseh. Manasseh's son is another Ahaz. And then Ahaz's son is Josiah. And within this critical period of about 150 to 180 years, you see what I think is probably the early development of Yahwism, this Yahwistic
I never
religion.
think about it being so dynastic like that. That's wild.
And I think what you're reading in the biblical text from what we call the Deuteronomist, this is the guy who wrote the history of the kings that you see in First and Second Kings. It's based on things that appear in the book of Deuteronomy. But I think this idea of Yahweh exclusivism, like Yahweh alone, you can't worship any other gods. You you everything has to take place in the temple of Jerusalem. I think that this is actually really political. And what's going on are in this 150, 180 year period, you've got periods of like what's the word I'm looking for? Isolationism, right? Where the feeling is we can do this on our own. We're super independent. It's just us against the world, and Yahweh's gonna fight for us. You got periods like that, and then you've got periods of much more accommodation, cosmopolitanism, globalism on the small scale. When
Multiculturalism.
multiculturalism, right? And from the Bible's perspective, that's really bad. You don't cooperate with your neighbors. You don't accommodate to outsiders. And they present this in the form of, you know, service to other gods, to other deities. They kind of combine those things. So I think when you read the text, you can look at these periods and say, oh, this is a time when the kings in Judah were feeling like it's way better to make friends with my neighbors and these
The
outsiders.
isolationist.
And maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, and maybe that means I have to, I'm going to marry some Assyrian princess and add a few more gods to the temple and build a couple of shrines, and yeah,
Oh,
that's
haven't
good.
we all
That's
been
what we
there?
do. Yeah. So, and then the Yahwehs are coming and going, no, it's just us, no one else. Not allowed to talk to anyone. You're not allowed to cooperate. Get all those gods out of here.
I've
just
always
us.
heard, maybe you could comment on this. I've always heard that like the transition from like monolatry, where you worship your main god, but you still acknowledge all the other gods. You just don't worship them. To like, no, none of the other gods exist. There's only our God. And I've always heard that transition had to do with like the Babylonian captivity and the influence from Zoroastrianism. Is that just like
Ah,
a commonly said thing, and or like what? Do you disagree with that?
no, I do actually. I think that's something that really that doesn't happen until very, very late. Like we're talking up to the time of Jesus.
Mm,
I think it's still very much a polytheistic culture, a much more sort of henotheistic
hmm.
culture where all Jews believed that Yahweh was like the king of the gods and controlled the universe, right? But there were still, you know,
So,
other gods.
can I ask a question just for clarifying terminology, really? Because it sounds
Sure.
like for Canaan, essentially the land,
Yeah.
like Judah was more of a dynasty than an actual kingdom. It was a dynasty within the land of Canaan. When
Yeah.
compared to like what we call a dynasty elsewhere,
Yeah.
the country doesn't necessarily have to take on the name of the ruler,
Wait,
but
I don't get the difference between a dynasty and a kingdom in this instance. Like Canaan's not really a kingdom; it's not a unified
yeah,
polity. So
No, it's a
it's
region, right?
it's a
And it's got
realm
these
or
small
yeah.
little and each one is centered on and it's cities really right, like even though you talk about the kingdom of Israel or the kingdom of Judah, it's the city of Jerusalem controls this area that surrounds it, same with the city of Samaria, so or
hey,
Yeah.
I'm
like
City
the
actually
map
states,
going to have to
or
head
the
gotcha.
out, but
Tyre.
Maya,
I probably need to as well.
Yeah,
congratulations
that's actually
on
going to shut it down around 3 hours, which is in 5 minutes.
oh
So,
well,
do
there
you
you
mind
go.
if we just
Oh,
go around the room?
well,
It all works out then.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh,
Well, since you're on the big screen, who are you? Where are you? And do you have anything coming up this week, month, year?
sure. I am Dr. Dino, or Doc Dino for short. As I said earlier, not an actual doctor, name is a parody of Kent Hovind, but I am a paleontologist. I have my own channel, Dr. Dino. I hear tapping, so I'm guessing one of them is getting a link. I talk
You'll have
about
all the links, yeah, in the box after the show, and then Crystal's not here; she's sleeping, so a little
Yeah,
slow in the
somebody in
yeah,
chat.
the
So
I
comments accused Tapioca Weasel of typing with a hammer.
it might have been me. I was
you gotta
answering
love the
DMs, so I'll take the blame for all that. But Doc,
but yeah,
where can people
I
find
talk
you?
sure. Well, I have two channels, Dr. Dino. I talk about dinosaurs and young Earth creationist stuff. I am currently working on a video talking about how bad limestone is for young Earth creationism, using one of Gutsick Gibbons' videos on the topic as a basis because it was a fun discussion she had with a young Earth creationist.
but you can't get Lyme disease from limestone, can you?
Well, certainly not
No.
with that attitude.
And then my second channel is a channel I run with two other paleontologists. We're called the Boneheads,
You
and
should call yourself the paleo experts.
sadly, that was not on the table when we started.
Yeah.
But we talk about depictions of dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures in media, and this Monday we're coming out with an episode about Brachiosaurus, which one of
Interesting.
my personal favorite dinosaurs. So,
Yes.
Right.
and I'll give these two the link to that if they want to share it.
Of
Yeah.
Jurassic Park fame.
Check
Throw it
me
in
out
my
if you want to learn
Discord
about
so I
dinos.
can. Sorry. Throw it in my Discord so I can put it in the box after the stream.
Will do.
All right. Bree.
Oh, hey, I'm Bree. I run a channel called Hive Sci, where basically talk science stuff. I debunk cryptozoology, mythology, and folklore. Or we're usually around animals, but sometimes around civilizations or ancient history if the tickles my fancy. But yeah, this week, like I was mentioned at the beginning of the show, I do have Tucker Carlson getting attacked by a demon tomorrow morning. So if you want to come check that out, it's 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So transpose that. I'm moving to Mountain Time, so this is going to be the last
That's better.
broadcast that I'll be doing from here. So
Wow. Are you excited or how do you feel?
I'm nervous about
Yeah.
moving.
Right?
I'm going all the way across the country. Yeah, I'm super nervous. So next Saturday I'll have to have something lined up pre-recorded in my time slot. But for this coming weekend, tomorrow we're gonna be here live from the Hive, and it's gonna be a fun show. And then Thursday I run a channel called the Transpositions with Ember Belrad, Stephanie Helms, and Carly Chardonnay Webb. We cover trans-related news and sports. We do it in like a podcast format, and sometimes we have great guests on who are making an impact in the trans community. So come check that out if you're interested in that. If you're interested in what's going on and how we're dealing with the upcoming election, yeah, go over there and check that out too. I just want to finish by saying, please go vote. Vote.
Vote, vote, vote,
Please.
vote.
Unless you're voting for Trump, then
I will
don't.
also. I
No.
will also vote.
That might not be the best idea.
I'm gonna vote 6 times.
Vote early, vote often.
No, yeah, Dr. Hill needs to vote because I need you to vote in progressive people that will allow some of us to possibly cross the border and seek asylum if things go south down here.
You got it.
All right. Well,
Yeah, but they're
Grayson.
going to build a wall.
Grayson, who are you? Where are you?
my name is right there. It's Grayson Hawk. That's like my real name. I didn't pick it.
That's
My channel
amazing.
is mostly for
It's a good name.
Well, it's okay. It's my middle name is Hawk. Okay, my last name is not public. But my dad's a falconer, so he's obsessed with them. So that was gonna be my middle name. And then, actually, interestingly, if I was a girl, my middle name was gonna be Valkyrie, which.
That's
Wow,
badass.
that's a pretty cool
That is
name.
awesome
and
too.
Imagine
So
like
awesome.
you could go by Kiri, like little Kiri running around, and
No,
you're
that's
like,
a
oh,
great
that
name.
Uh-huh.
Every
I like
page
that,
name
though.
is
I'm
amazing.
curious.
Valkyrie, like, come on. Anyways,
I love it.
my channel is mainly dedicated to debating and debunking pseudoscience and communicating cool theories in science and history that I find interesting and fun to talk about. So, I mean, I just did a video of interviewing 2 Origin of Life researchers as they react to James Tour's horrible arguments, and gonna have a whole interview with them coming out. I've got the debate with Kent Hovind coming up that we talked about earlier. No need to say any more about that. I've got lots of debates coming up, actually. I've got a debate on free will coming up with a neuroscientist I'm looking forward to, and yeah, I'm going to be debunking the creationist astrophysicist Jason Lyle soon. That's a debunk that's in the work. And that video I talked about the evolution of God is one that I'm very excited about. It's like a rework of one of the earliest videos I did on my channel, and just tracing that back from like how animism became shamanism to the rise of the first like religions, and how humanity's conceptions of God and gods and has changed over time and narrowed down from many to majoritively one, and hopefully we will just keep narrowing that down in the future. And what's one less than one, right? 0. So hopefully that's the future we got coming. I'm going to try to do my part to
Math checks out.
help spread knowledge to all you other humans that come across the channel. So check it out, Grayson Hawk.
Interesting. All right, Dr. Kill.
Hey, so when all you guys are done with this science nonsense, you can come and check out my channel because I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that bullshit. I am a biblical scholar and a specialist in early Judaism and the Dead Sea Scrolls. I talk about critical biblical scholarship on my channel. And I do a lot of counter apologetics related to the Bible on my channel because Christian apologists love, one of the things they love doing is just getting the Bible dead wrong. So that's something I do a lot. So there's a bunch of stuff going on. Just I think it was last week, Dr. Josh and I did a video with Rationality Rules, Stephen Woodford, responding to some abject nonsense about the Exodus and the conquest. But that was only part one. We are recording part two tomorrow, so look for that. It's probably coming out in, I would guess, 3 or 4 weeks. And then I just finished doing an interview with famous Levantine archaeologist, the legend Amahai Mazar, all about what the region of Canaan looked like at the end of the Bronze Age and the beginning of the Iron Age.
Wow.
And then I also did an interview and had a really nice chat just last week with Professor Heath Durrell at UT Austin. He's in the Ancient Near Eastern Studies department there. He's literally written the book on child sacrifice in ancient Israel. The title of the book is Child Sacrifice in Ancient Israel. And and so I sat down with him and my good friend and colleague, Dr. Dan McClellan, to talk about child sacrifice in ancient Israel and in the ancient Near East. So, as one does, that's the kind of life that I live.
Hey, imagine asking that guy, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" I literally wrote the book on child sacrifice.
So
that's how I introduce him.
My brother's fiance studies sexual violence and genocide.
Oh, wow.
And if you ask her what does she do, she just says that she does sexual violence and genocide.
I do sexual violence and genocide.
Which is like, it's a thought-provoking answer, I suppose.
It's funny you bring up child sacrifice because
what a segue.
A paleontologist friend of mine.
It's always funny. Always funny.
Kind of sacrificed some dinosaur children.
Okay.
Awesome.
Anything else, Dr. Kipp?
No, that's it. I'm done. But check it out, guys.
Vandy, do you have anything coming up anytime soon?
Hail Mola.
No, not as of this time. I don't have anything other than BSS.
Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday with Two Guys Talking History. We'll be going over the Thule Society, which yeah, I know it didn't mean to pack so much like political science and but it's around the election, so I think it's apropos. So really fun Nazi propaganda, inner earth. Like you don't have to be political. It's not going to come off political at all. It really is just like the crazy things that Nazis used to think. And you'll learn about the hot mediums and or the hot psychics. Hot meaning like they're very pretty people.
And after that, the next week.
Oh, following that will be the day after Vandy's birthday.
Ooh. It's my birthday stream. We're going to have Omnivore on.
He gets to pick the topic.
We're probably going to do Flat Earth. I'm like 80%, I'm like 90% sure that we're going to do Flat Earth. And we've never just straight up done Flat Earth on this show.
No,
that is exciting.
It's gonna be great.
Hey, did you guys see the guy who is paying to send flat earthers down to Antarctica?
The final experiment.
Yeah, that would be so awesome to go on.
Well,
like by way of canon.
No, he's.
They're flying there from the end of South America.
Yeah.
So like,
So
I think
like
that he's
the
paying
24-hour sun thing or whatever.
for-
thing or whatever.
Yeah,
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 he's
exactly.
paying for one glober and one flat earther, and then everybody else has to pay their own way.
He's paying
And
for
it's like-
two.
Like I looked
Two
into
flat
it
earthers.
because I do want to go to Antarctica, and I thought this would be perfect.
Wow, who
And I
wouldn't,
looked into
right?
it, and I think it was like 30,000 a ticket or something crazy.
It-
So I said, nope.
Yeah, well, that's like all inclusive. Like you get like it's not that cheap. But like the payments add up because you gotta like get a place to stay every night and all of that. Anyway, it's two flat earthers because it was originally one flat earther. Will Duffy was originally going to pay for one flat earther and one glober in addition to himself.
Jeranism, right?
And then Jeranism got voted in to go. And Jaren is the most honest flat earther that I know, probably. And but he
Down the
refused
rabbit
to
hole
go.
was supposed to go
He
first,
refused
wasn't
to
he?
go unless Witsit gets it when.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Oh,
Witsit is the individual who made me realize there's no chance of me being able to like be anonymous on the internet. Like, I'll go by the Dr. Tapioca Weasel thing, but I'm not going to hide my identity. That ship has sailed.
I mean, his name is Austin.
Yeah, his name is Austin, but the place where I, like, on the internet publicly made it, like, unavoidable that I would have to be honest about my name was when I confronted him on a stream on Atheist Edge's channel. And I was like, because he was using the Van de Graaff generator as an example of how to defy gravity and how to disprove gravity. And I was like, there are 8 billion people on this planet. Exactly one of them, to my knowledge, is both a grandson of the inventor of that machine and a physicist.
Me.
And there's only 6 people that fulfill the first criteria, so I'm pretty sure I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of
Who
made your
was
choice for you, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, well, that ship has sailed. So, yeah.
Did he believe you, or did he try to call you out and say you were full of it?
No, he believed me. I think the like everything about me kind of was like, this guy's not fucking with me. He's saying something he believes.
I'm back here. So.
Yes.
Did
Well,
you throw
I
your
did.
degree in his face? I mean, it was kind of hard.
You mean like
to...
literally? Like, did I do like this?
Yeah.
I don't think I
sure.
did that night. No, I might have, but I don't think I did.
You might have.
I've literally been trying to
Like
get
you were
debate.
on fire. You're like, don't you dare slander my family's good name, sir.
I mean, when a flat earther says,
No, you had me a flat earther.
there we go. It
I've been trying to get Witsit to talk to me since like almost a year now, so I'm a little bit
luck
jealous
with
to get to
that.
talk to him. Tab.
Yeah, so I don't know. My internet was doing semi okay, and then he brought up Flurfs, and it was just like, nope.
Yo, your internet was screwed way before that.
No, it was doing good once I reset, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, screw this.
Well,
We got to get up early for hog slopping time. Anyways, everybody's tired. We're gonna get off here. I'm gonna see you guys all around the internet, interwebs and stuff, and
see you in the morning.
It sounds like you guys have like really amazing things coming up, and I can't wait to see them. So we're gonna end with our new outro, and thanks everybody for coming by. I really appreciate everybody that came through tonight. Also, all of you that came through the chat. Literally couldn't have done this without all of you. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Happy 1000, Maya.
Yeah.
All right. Night, everybody.
All right.